2025. As a whole Wikipedia page on. On July 25th, the Court of Appeals did not answer the emergency petition filed by the AP for en banc review, so forth and so on. So like I said, but I'm sure Biden or Obama said something on a hot mic against the Associated Press, so all presidents.
Oh, it looks like, if you look it up, Biden actually changed White House press pool, cutting off more than 440 reporters' credentials.
Okay. Which one?
So, I'll go through it. I posted the site for you.
Gotcha. So, you are doing the whataboutism one. Biden also changed White House press pool, cutting more than 400. Did you read it?
I did.
You read that already?
No, I've studied it before. I have this in a list of.
What year was it?
This was a 2020, I believe it was a 2025 article citing previous years. I think it was 2023 it happened.
Yes, you did. Cool.
Yeah.
All right. Credential White House press members dropped from 1417 to 700 to 975. These are individuals. These are not entities.
Right. So individuals that they didn't like, you didn't like that reported on what he was doing.
Are you sure? Did you read who the individuals were?
I did read it. Correct.
Gotcha. Let me read it to you. Many of the journalists' passes expired who hadn't accessed the White House in the previous 3 months. So it's people who weren't going. So I'll give you an example. What was the old lady who was always there? I can't remember. Helen, whatever her name was. If she got ill or somebody stopped going, this happens with a lot of things except gym membership. They'll keep charging your account till you're dead. If you don't use the thing, they got rid of it. It literally says in the article that they claim that the journalist's pass expired and hadn't access to the White House in the previous 3 months.
White House Correspondents Agency, Eugene Daniels said that the White House did not receive any notice of their decision. So they did this.
I respond to you. You start speaking while I'm speaking.
You can cherry picking what you put.
Well, I'm reading your thing. I'm gaslighting by reading your thing. That's
Commentary. Yeah, comment at the end of that. Try not. Go ahead.
I did not comment. I just claiming that they had. I made a joke about gyms charging us because I saw charging my thing this morning. The gym had been doing years. That's why. That's gaslighting by bringing up.
That's not gaslighting.
Okay, cool. At the time when Houston was gaslighting, at the time they initiated this report. At the time we initiated this process in early May, roughly 40% of hard pass holders had not accessed the White House complex in the prior 90 days. The White House said in 2023 statement, we think this demonstrates we've led a thoughtful and thorough process that preserves robust media access to campus for everyone who needs it, whether that be a hard pass or a day pass. This is the angle. That was Levin announced January the White House will work to restore the press past those 440 journalists whose prices were wrongly revoked by the previous administration. On Tuesday, Levin said the White House decision aimed to give power back to the people in an attempt to ensure that all journalists, outlets, and voices in response. WCHA President Eugene Dan said the WHCA did not receive any notice in advance of the White House decision and said the move tears the independence of the free press in the United States. Okay, so what was wrong with the revocation of these passes?
So even the White House Correspondents Association believes that it was done to, as an attack on free press, just like
Who? You mean Eugene Daniels?
Yeah, does he represent the White House Correspondents Association at that time?
No, which one?
He's talking about what Biden did in terms of stripping those 440 people's credentials, and he's calling it the White House's decision tears at the independence of a free press in the United States.
Okay, so he wasn't president at the time, so I don't know which one. I'm sorry?
You're hearing that very much.
He wasn't president at the time, so that's why I don't know which thing he's talking about. So you only get it for a year. So he wasn't the president in 23. That's why I don't know what he's talking about. I don't know why they would go to that. But if that's what he thinks, and that's what you think, then that's fine. I think the press is horrible. I don't really care. But if this is the whataboutism, and you think that Biden was as bad too, and antagonistic as Trump, that's your opinion. I don't know what Eugene Daniels talking about. So it's hard to understand. Because he wasn't president at the time. So I'm not sure what he's talking about. So let's go to another source. 2023, Biden, White House. So now the Democrats are anti-press. I love this. White House was on press revocations. I don't know why that many people have press passes anyway. That's their decision. Okay. The White House announced updated standards for yearly renewal of hard passes. Journalists who do not obtain a hard pass can still Journalists who do not obtain hard passes can still apply for a day pass. Politico reported the number of credentialed White House correspondents dropped from 1417 to 975 after the previous passes expired July 31st, with the new number reflecting a mix of renewals and new applications. The White House told Politico that only one reporter had their application for a new hard pass denied. The hundreds who lost their passes this week presumably did not reapply, some due to not meeting the new qualifications. For those losing their hard passes, the White House is said to have granted many of them a grace period until August 10th to keep their current passes and submit their materials to gain new ones. The White House press office announced their updated standards in an email sent to all White House hard pass holders in May, with the guidelines for journalists to successfully renew their hard passes. Reporters must show they have quote full-time employment with an organization whose principal business is news dissemination, have a physical address in the Washington, D.C. area, shop DMV, and demonstrate they have access to the White House campus at least once during the prior 6 months for work or have proof of employment on a basis, and have accreditation by press gathering either the U.S. Senate, U.S. House of Representatives, or Supreme Court. Lastly, applicants are willing to submit any necessary investigation by the U.S. Secret Service to determine eligibility for access to the White House complex, end quote. What's wrong with that? Okay. Sometimes you do it because he didn't. Oh, God, I'm sorry. I just read the Fox News article, by the way. This is from Fox News. People think I'm just mixed stuff up. This is Fox News, August 4th, 2023. I'll put it in the chat. That's what I read from. I don't want to gaslight. We got something more gaslight on this group. I just, in fact, mentioned the word gaslight, Jeff. It's for the females. But I just read that from the report. So the Biden White House updated the rules. They wanted people who have hard passes, if you say those rules, which to me seem reasonable. I don't know, they're not so reasonable, they're not. And to himself with a hot mic, he called somebody a stupid son of a bitch. That's what Biden did. And for King Matt, that means. Got it.
Never in the history have I heard a president ask a news agent, who are you with? Or who are you with?
Yeah.
Who are you with? And then lambaste them because I'm who they're with and say next question. I'm not speaking to you. You're from a failed organization or you are fake news or all of the above. Never.
It's like, what you banging? What you banging? What's your set? What you rap? I'm looking. Happy Clubhouse anniversary series, thanks.
My understanding was Biden never confronted the media. He always hid from the media. He didn't do media stuff. Now we're finding out he's almost as disrespectful as Trump is to the media. Love that. I'm telling you, when Donald Trump is not president, do you all remember during COVID when you went outside? So COVID was like in March, and then people didn't really start going outside, and all of a sudden in May, like, yeah, you take a walk. And then like maybe that August, you looked around your neighborhood, you went to the park, and it was like so green, wildlife. In my neighborhood, there were voles, hedgehogs, somebody pet snake out, but it was kind of funny. Bears, all kinds of you never saw. It's like, what are they doing here? It was like, you know, when somebody has sex on a sitcom in the 90s and they show nature and they start playing the ball game shit. When Donald Trump is gone, it doesn't matter who the president is. It could be J.D. Vance. That's what America's going to be like for like the first year. People who just completely don't like each other for no other reason than we're in a MAGA era will be friends again. That's exactly what's going to happen. I'm telling you. There was no reason for the back and forth we just had. It was good. You did. You were doing what about this?
What did I defend? What did I say? I said several times, his language was horrible and was one of the worst ever. Did I not say that?
Right, and
exactly. So stop saying that I said something which I didn't say.
I didn't say you said it.
You just said I'm defending Donald Trump. I wasn't defending him. You don't insult someone when you're defending him.
Okay. So if someone is
So you're gonna lie. So you're lying. So don't lie about it. Don't lie about it.
I'm lying.
You just said something that I didn't say. You said I'm defending Donald Trump and I didn't defend him. Did I?
Do not.
Did I defend him? Did I defend him? Yes or no?
Can I answer? Oh, what's going on?
And apologize.
I'm not apologizing for shit.
Because you're a piece of shit.
When you do a double standard, or when you say that, like, do a whataboutism.
That's not what I did. I was explaining that other presidents did this. You know that. I said other presidents spoke rudely. They spoke very rudely to the press, and they've been short. I mean, there's even an article, you can look it up, because I'm moving now. There's an article where T.J. Ducklow, who worked under Joe Biden, resigned because of the way Biden spoke to a female reporter. And look it up. Then you'll say, look it up. And then you apologize.
I'm not apologizing because you're a piece of shit. You're a grown man. Calm down. So,
T.J. Ducklow.
Stop calling him a piece of shit. Like, let's have a conversation. Did you hear what he said before that? He just said,
I got called a piece of shit?
oh. I mean, but what happened was when.
Twice.
Shut up, Divine.
No, I'm not done. That's my bro.
Hey. So.
Patty, you tell someone, Patty, when people push back against Naveen, you defend Naveen, he's your friend, he's richer than all of us. He's not called me a piece of shit twice.
Wait, I'm doing something else.
I got you.
I just came in because I heard the last conversation about looking up somebody. I don't know. I was in the beginning of the conversation, but I gotta do my goddamn PowerPoint. I just came in like y'all chill, y'all like I don't know. That's
Why is TJ Ducklow resign?
Because of the words Biden said to a female reporter.
No, that's not why TJ Ducklow resigned. Let me read it to you. White House press saying TJ Ducklow resigns over threats against reporter. White House Deputy Press Secretary TJ Ducklow resigned on Saturday after a report emerged that he verbally threatened a reporter who was pursuing his romantic relationship with another reporter. Ducklow, who had been serving as a week-long suspension without pay for the incident, posted a statement on Twitter confirming his resignation. Quote, no words can express my regret, my embarrassment, my disgust, my behavior. I use language that no woman should ever have to hear from anyone, especially in a situation where she was trying to do her job. It was language that was abhorrent, disrespectful, and unacceptable. Keep going, quote. I was devastated to have embarrassed and disappointed my colleagues in the White House, my White House colleagues, and President Biden. And after discussion with the White House Communications Leadership Team, I resign my position and will not be returning from administrative leave, end quote. He further said that he is determined to earn back trust of everyone he let down because of his quote, intolerable actions, end quote. White House Press Secretary Jen Psaki also issued a statement accepting Ducklow's resignation. We accepted the resignation of TJ Ducklow after discussion with him this evening. The conversation occurred with the support of the White House Chief of Staff. Psaki said, quote, we're committed to striving every day to meet the standards set by the President in treating others with dignity and respect, with civility, and with a value for others through our words and our actions. On and on and on. So I got called a piece of shit. You called me a piece of shit. And you said the reason why TJ Ducklow resigned is because of the way Biden was speaking to him about reporters. TJ Ducklow was the one speaking poorly. He didn't uphold them
person said in an attack on free
I
press.
don't know what he was talking about because he wasn't president of the WHCA at the time.
That's why I'm saying that's what he misreported. Fox News misreported.
No. I'm not saying, I don't know if he's talking about what the Trump administration did, because he's on the plantation. He's like a Democrat too. Black guy, with nail polish, gay, like he's very anti-Trump. Oh, and I don't know if he's talking about Biden. I'm gonna go and check that. So I'll check that. But
And Tom's wrong. This one was completely wrong, and I apologize to everyone for providing wrong info. I'm talking about just to be clear.
No, but I'm not from the piece of shit thing. Why would somebody resign for what Biden said too? Would that even make sense? Why would
So then, three things. First of all, okay, I read something and I quickly looked at it while I was on the go, and so that was incorrect. And I can admit when I make a mistake. And I'll say that was a mistake, and that was wrong to share that information. I did post another article, which someone's saying I cited two articles. Well, actually, I cited the Fox News one, which is accurate and claims to have a quote at the bottom, which even Dan is saying he's not sure where that quote came from. Yeah. So you're saying every article should be searched, whether it's true or not? What the White House? I mean, I don't know if the WHCA president, they quoted the guy. Maybe he said it because of something else. Maybe he said it when it first came out. I don't know. Okay, but I'm just cited that article. So that article is factual, but this guy made a quote. Whether he was president at the time he made a quote or not, I don't know. Maybe they took two articles and put it together. I don't know.
No, again, you don't understand you don't understand the article that you put. The article that you put was published years after Biden, because Fox News was doing a whataboutism like you guys all did, like you've been over the last 25 minutes. I'm saying they used his quote without specificity of what he was referring to. So I don't know if he was referring to the Biden action in 23 because he wasn't the president then, or if he was referring to what the Trump White House did. That's what I'm saying.
And what I'm saying is if Fox News did that, then it would have been deliberately misleading and putting
Fox News did exactly misleading.
But that's what I was just saying, is that I don't know if that was deliberately misleading or not. So I shared what I thought was factual at the time looking at it, and so to say that I knowingly shared, wrong information is inaccurate. So I shared that, thinking that this guy would get
going though. What was the point of bringing that up? Because when I read what the Biden administration did, you didn't tell me what was unreasonable about that. Trump got rid of the Associated Press because they didn't like their editorial viewpoint. They didn't like what he said about it.
No, just why I wanted to use it. To be clear,
You originally said that the Biden White House got rid of reporters who they didn't like. That's what you originally said. When we read it, we saw that it was people who didn't fit the standards, including not being there for the last 3 months or more.
And
completely different.
And you also just said something that was great. Trump got rid of the Associated Press because his view was they weren't recognizing the Gulf of Mexico, which was his, or Gulf of America, which was his.
Editorial decision.
Oh my God, no, it's all their news, even regular news, not editorials, regular news, they're not cited. It's Gulf of Mexico.
No, that's not what editorial means in that context. Editorial doesn't mean like op-ed. That's a technical thing. That's an editorial decision. That's how they run the newspaper. Like the editor, not opinion. Sounds good. This is right. Yes. Just like we went back and forth on first class.
But hey, the comment I heard, and I'm gonna be honest with y'all, had to do with saying respect him because he's really not that. It had to do with somebody putting some in the chat saying that he's a liar, he doesn't do this, that, and the other. I know him. And I was like, you don't even fucking know him. I actually know him. And that was my argument. I said, he make more money than what you think. She think he's a fucking club. The person that put the comment think he's one of her clubhouse junkies. I thought it was a stupid comment. You don't fucking know him. You don't know what he fucking does. And I thought it was stupid. Stop fucking commenting on people when you don't fucking really know what they do. He said he was a broke dusty. I don't know why he's lying, but that's between him and God. He can pretend he's a broke dusty. Be that broke dusty. But the motherfucker actually has real contracts with the government. He has a family that does contracts
Because
No, I'm okay with that. I got it. Y'all can have your back and forth. Y'all talking about a fucking article, whether it makes sense or not. And if Nav is wrong, Nav is a man. He can fucking take care of it. But what I was defending yesterday is the fact that someone sat in the chat and kept talking about thinking that he's a fake dude and he's not a real person because they're like, yeah, this contract, they sat here and try to play like you don't know what the fuck is going on in life. And he works with the government. I just don't like when people say he in the chat. Y'all can go your back and forth. I don't care. It ain't had nothing to do with him being rich. I just brought that up to be because he said, yeah, I don't make anything. And I was like, and when I say, yo, he make more money than this whole fucking room. I make more money than probably everybody in this room combined. And for somebody to sit in the chat and say, oh, I know him. You don't know shit.
He makes more money than everybody in the room combined.
No, I'm talking about us on stage combined. I said that yesterday.
He does? How much money is he?
Ain't none of my business.
So let me read.
I just want to say one thing. I got heated and then I should not. I just want to. Hold on. Can I first apologize? Let me read it.
You can do it later. You can do it on me. This quote, this move tears at the independence of a free press in the United States. It suggests the government choose the journalists who cover the president in free country. This was in response to the Trump administration. I found the response. February 25th, 2025. He was not referring to Biden. I knew he wasn't.
The Fox gaslit. So you're right. So I was like,
no, they didn't gaslight. Did you read your
Fox copied and pasted it.
Let me.
No. Fox pasted it in an article about the Biden administration. And they put up which is too. They talked about Biden removing the press.
No, but the article is what the Trump administration did. If you actually read it, let me read it to you. On Tuesday, as we were saying about Baltimore, Levitt said the White House decision aimed to give the power back to the people in an attempt to ensure all journalist outlets and voices deserve a seat in this highly coveted table, end quote. In response, so one paragraph, the next paragraph says in response. That means it's referring to the former paragraph, not Joe Biden.
The former paragraph, hold on, the former paragraph was Carolyn Levitt trying to act like she was great in response to what Biden did in restoring access to the same people.
You got that on purpose?
No, that's what she wrote. That's what you just said.
Daniel is responding to Caroline Levitt, not what the Biden people did. That's all that matters.
And so what was Carolyn Levitt responding to? What was Carolyn Levitt responding? What was her response?
I don't know.
So it says restoring access, and she's trying to claim that as a plus, saying that I'm restoring access. So Daniels is responding to her response to what Biden did.
Okay, he's
not.
Let me read it to you, because he has a whole response. White House Correspondents Association, February 26, 2025. WHCA statement on White House announcement on press tour. He's not talking about the Bibles at all.
I know that. When you were reading, I know that, but not in the Fox News.
Let me read it. So he has this move gives the independence of a free press in the United States. It suggests the government will choose journalists who cover the president. In a free country, leaders must not be able to choose their own press corps. For generations, the working journalists elected to the White House Correspondents Association Board have consistently expanded WHCA's membership in school rotations to facilitate the inclusion of new and emerging outlets. Since its founding in 1914, the WHCA has sought to ensure that the reporters, photographers, and technicians who actually do work finish 5 days a year decide amongst themselves how these rotations are operated, so as to ensure consistent professional standards and fairness and access of all readers and listeners. To be clear, the White House did not give the WHCA board a heads up or have any discussions about today's announcements. I understand. February, I'm almost done. That's February 26, 2020.
Fox News putting
on the White House.
Jesus.
Let me finish the statement, sir.
You're talking about something totally different.
White House.
I'm talking about the Fox News article, and they put it right after to mislead people. I'm saying they misled the way they put it in the article, and you're reading something else to justify that Fox News put it correctly. The Fox News misled with their quote.
Okay. The quote comes from the thing I'm reading.
I know, but they copied and pasted that piece of it to put in that article to make it look like he was saying something Fox News article. Carolyn Levitt was talking about restoring access based on what Joe Biden's team did, and she's going to restore access. That's how the article is placed. So they mislead and say, oh, well, this was his response. So when you look at it, you go, wow, the WCA, now you're much smarter than me, man. So you looked at that and said, hey, he wasn't president at the time. I didn't know that. I didn't look it up, but I didn't know that, right? So I was wrong in assuming he was president. So what I'm saying is Fox News misled in that, because the way they sequenced everything in that one article that I shared with you, which was about Biden's team and what they did, is my contention on it. That's all.
So back to the original point. You originally said Eugene Daniels was speaking about with Biden.
That's what I thought based on that article.
I got it. That's fair. So that's the over two.
Correct. So I was wrong on that. So I don't know.
So why am I a piece of shit?
Yeah, so I was wrong. So I just was trying to apologize to you when you wouldn't let me.
I'm trying to understand, how did it get to you calling me a piece of shit? The other day, you come in the room, I was saying anything you want to talk about the next shot, we don't have a good time. Now I'm a piece of shit.
Man, you said something. Anyway, I'm not going to go.
I've been banned metaphorically. I haven't said anything bad.
That's fine. That's fine. But we'll leave it. I apologize.
So you about the $1?
No, I'm not. I'm saying to you, I apologize. I just said I apologize to you.
Were you about the $1? I won. To be fair.
No, I was just going to say to you that I got heated. And I insulted. I said to you that in the past you've said things to me, you never apologized for them. But I'm apologizing to you. Do you want to go through the whole thing, Ben?
Yeah. You give me the one thing I never apologized for. I remember when you acted like a Chinese boy saying paper tacos was racist against Indians. That was hilarious.
And when you call me a stupid Hindu, right?
I never called you.
Yeah. Now we'll go through this shit again. All right, yeah, you did. All right, anyway, I'm not going to go into that again. We went through it already. We hashed out our thing already on it. Okay. The fact is, you know,
I believe I called you a stupid Hindu when they just heard you lie about two things, the Ducklo thing and the Eugene Daniels thing.
I didn't.
I'll be honest with you. I know I studied like old school stuff. I don't think anybody used 500 word Hindu uses in his stuff since like 1929. That was wrong. I would never call you a stupid Hindu. I love people.
Yeah,
Don't like me.
right.
I don't love. Oh my God, I'm the thing.
Let's not go into this again.
You think I'm anti-Indian?
Man, let's not go into this, man. Let's not go into this, man. We did this last 2 years ago. 2 years ago, we went through this. All right.
Now, hold on 1 second. I gotta do something. 1 second. Give me 1 second. I'm gonna do it on my work computer. Baruch Nakah Adonai. Oh my God, have mercy on my soul, Lord. Okay, so, you think I'm anti-Indian?
So I didn't say the word. I just said let's move on with this number. We had to be Ben. We moved on from this ban, and I apologize.
Oh, so you used to call me a stupid piece of shit. So you've been holding on to that for 3 years.
No, I haven't. I just said to you, I got
So why did you call me a stupid piece of shit? You were wrong. I don't understand. Is it because I'm black? Are you racist against blacks?
No, not at all, actually.
So then why I was correct. So why am I a stupid piece of shit?
Because at the moment I thought I was right.
So then who's the stupid piece of shit in that exchange?
Probably me in that exchange.
Okay. Thank you.
Right? And so, but again, I apologize to you, and I apologize to you.
That's incredible. I'm correct. We're having the back and forth. You said you can't actually read the sources. But I want you to think about stupidity. You think that Joe Biden said something about a reporter and somebody had to resign for what he said. That doesn't make any sense.
I didn't say somebody had to resign. I said, I thought the article said, and I read it quickly while I was moving, and I said that beforehand.
Oh, I have an excuse for being wrong.
I didn't say I had an excuse for being wrong, man.
So I'm telling me and the kind of person he is, especially at that age where he can only stay up for 10 minutes a day without pooping on himself and having ice cream dribbled down. You honestly think, I mean, does that make sense to you?
When I read it, I was surprised by it.
When you read it, you didn't read it. You said that really fast.
I said I read the highlight and I thought that's what it said while I was moving. That's what it said 3 times.
White House press aide resigns over threats against reporter. You think Joe Biden threatened a reporter?
I read it quickly, like I said. All right, man, you want to keep going
And
on?
then the other thing, and once I got 2 minutes left, so the other thing you said was, some piece of shit, I gotta go clean toilets. And so the other thing you said, and you don't have the money you have, and more than all this amount. So the other thing you said was, you said Biden.
Hey, I said on this thing, you already
That's what it does.
I'm only saying so he asked, look, whatever
Everything's
y'all
like shots in.
y'all arguing about an article.
It wasn't against you.
Childish.
Yeah, but that was some slick shit. I don't understand.
He does that all the time. And then when someone responds like it, he gets upset.
No, stop, y'all.
So he can call me a stupid piece of shit.
No, you can't call it a stupid piece of shit. Y'all can't call it nobody a stupid piece of shit.
So the second thing, so the second thing you put in the chat was when Biden told Caitlin Collins she should get another job. What was the point of that?
What I told the other guy about how it's normal for presidents to be rude to reporters, and they've always been rude to reporters. That was the point I was giving. That was what this whole conversation was that he jumped into. When I said other presidents have been very rude to reporters, and he said, well, they should treat with respect. You heard him say that. I said, that's not true. Not all reporters did that. Donald Trump is the worst ever in our lifetime. I agree with you on. And so I put that article to show that other reporters have been horrible to reporters, not as bad as Donald Trump, which is what I
You get another job as being horrible. So you got out as being horrible.
I mean, if you look at the respect for which Obama and Biden and Bush, talk to reporters, yes.
I'm asking, so that means you should get another job if they say that.
It's the manner and tone in which he said it. But all right, he had to call and apologize to Caitlin Collins. That's why he thought it was bad.
Do you know why he said that?
Because he didn't like her reporting when she was asking the question on.
Do you know why he said it?
He didn't like the question she was asking.
No, wrong. Because she asked about whether or not Vladimir Putin would change his behavior. Anybody who knows anything about Russia, especially President.
So it was because of a question. I think you just said wrong. You're wrong just now. You said it was not. So he asked a question. So she asked a question. He didn't like it. So then he responded to it. That's exactly what I said. You said wrong.
No.
So you said exactly. There you go. So that's what you did. That's what you said. Now you should admit that you were wrong. Yeah, I just said it was based on a question. You said no, it wasn't based on a question, but it was. He asked a question that he felt was stupid, and you also felt was stupid. So he responded to that. So he did respond to a question.
And what I'm saying is that it was based off of her analysis for the question.
Did he say that? Based on your analysis for this question? No, he responded to her question.
Do you know what the question was?
You just said it. It was about Putin.
Right. And so he said it was following in Geneva why he was confident about the.
Is why a question word?
I'm not confident.
Is why a question word?
Oh, no, he just finished reading. What is he reading? Let us finish.
He's going to cut me out for it again. He's going to maybe come in there.
I don't insult people's race or religion like you do, all right?
What race did I insult?
Insult with religion.
What religion have you?
There you go. We just went through it earlier.
I mean, you've been lying the whole time. Why would you not stop it?
All right. This is ridiculous. Right? I mean, we went through this in Clubhouse, and you were forced to admit that you said it. Couple years ago. And you weren't.
I've never used the phrase stupid Hindu.
Yeah, you have.
I don't find Hindus to be stupid.
Yeah, well, like we said at that time, we had a whole big room on it, and the idea
Yeah, did we on it?
Yeah, we did. And you
Recorded?
I don't know if it was recorded. It's been a long time.
I mean, one of my favorite things about the app is what I love, especially about King Nat, is this guy was the guy that was famous for moderating people and then quickly
breaking news when it was a question.
What's the breaking news? Hold on, what's the breaking news?
I'm teasing.
Okay. So, do you still want to go to the next game? You might need to.
Yeah, and I stand by that. I have no issue with it personally.
So, I have a
Which is the case.
Indian. I want everybody to.
As we resolve our issue, bro, you took that
This
time
is my point.
and you apologize. Because you did. And that's how I answered.
Gotcha. So I'm sorry.
So,
What was what other anti-Hindu things have you ever said?
I don't know. I haven't heard any others.
Okay. How about you? All right. Okay. Go ahead, Virgin. Oh, man.
I'm here. So, one request, please don't kick me down again because it ruined.
I did, because you kept interrupting. I didn't interrupt.
Oh, that's rich coming from you.
Okay, now you gotta get kicked out. See, don't play with me.
This ain't fun, y'all. I'm gonna be honest. This is.
Okay, play it with me.
I wanted to go back to the original
Okay, that was fucked up.
proposition. Just to be clear, King, are you saying that the Biden administration was equally hostile to the press?
Not at all. Never said equally. I said Trump is the worst ever in terms of dealing with it. But I said the previous person's premise was that a president should operate with. This is not what Ban said, to be clear. The other person's got his hand on that. But he said something about, they should treat, presidents should treat reporters with respect. And I don't know if he used the word dignity, but I'm adding that in. And should treat reporters with that. And my premise was, and it's been consistent, is that, especially Joe Biden, but, other presidents, Obama, you can say they treat them well. Trump didn't in his term, and Biden also didn't. But, Trump's been the worst ever. I think this is not
treat them well. I mean, come on, man. You got two instances. One was a hot mic, and the other one, someone asked a stupid question. He said, if you believe that is.
He didn't say that word. If you believe that.
That's the question.
He didn't say that.
May I finish? Thank you. If you believe the implied statement in the question, you're in the wrong business.
But he said that. He said the word.
Why do you keep interrupting me?
Are you telling the truth right now? Did he say the word? So he said, if you believe. He said that. If you believe that. Okay. I'll look at it.
If you don't understand that, is what he said. If you don't understand that, you're in the wrong business. If you don't understand that, you're in the wrong business. That is not treating a lady with disrespect.
He said that. He said if you don't believe that.
Right here. He said if you don't quote, if you don't understand that, you're in the wrong business. I had this was in 20. This, by the way, this was before the invasion, which is crazy. Quote: if you don't understand that, you're in the wrong business. That's disrespectful.
I'm also just trying to figure out, I may be wrong about the fact.
Sorry, I'm making it a little low, so you may not be able to hear me.
Let them finish black, please.
How is that disrespectful if you don't understand that you're in the wrong business? Just break it down to disrespect. Because, you're an offensive coordinator, and I'm going to run the ball. Guess what? If you don't say to run the ball in the NFL, you're in the wrong business. If you don't think you need to rebound in the NBA, you're in the wrong business. If you don't think you need to get on the base path in baseball, you're in the wrong business. How is that disrespectful? One mile. Go for free. Go out of it.
I'm just trying to figure out, and I know.
My name's a piece of shit.
What is going on?
I don't know if Biden has kicked out entire news that would have come across that, or most people in this room would have come across that. Biden has kicked out entire news agencies. hiring news agencies?
Yeah, we know that, we established it.
Yeah, it is. So it's not even. I mean, so if you want to like maybe point to like specific instances of an individual reporter, I think that's categorically different than news agencies that have the legacy news agencies that have covered the White House being kicked out. So
Let me take my lunch, hold on. Go on, I'm speaking.
So I think for me the concern is to the point about what about ism. You know, it's my belief, and obviously you're going to feel different because you're the one who made the argument that you didn't read the article quickly because you were busy, but like you presumed the conclusion of the article and used it as a way to justify the idea that like Biden was somehow equally hostile, at least in those particular instances, to the press as Trump. When I think we had plenty of examples. I mean, AP filed a lawsuit getting denied access to the White House. When we have plenty of examples of the Trump administration just being absolutely hostile to the press. Absolutely hostile. Based on their viewpoints. I mean, we have administration officials speaking about it. I mean, you've never seen, like, at least in modern history, you've never seen this kind of vitriol from an administration towards the press, at least in terms of its rhetoric. Leaving aside the actions of course, kicking out the entire legacy news agencies. So I think all this is to say for me, final point here is that one, you say that you've had some critiques of the Trump administration in this regard. I do think it was an act of whataboutism, and that it was an attempt, at least in this regard, to defend the Trump administration in terms of this. To bring up the whataboutism to make it seem as if Trump hasn't been as bad, or there have been other administrations that have been as bad.
No administration has been as bad, and Trump has been worse. I've said that. I just said that, look, there's a history of presidents bickering and insulting the press, right? Not to the level that Trump did. That's what I've said 100 times. And, there's Nixon, so many did that. But nobody has done the level in our lifetime, to quote what Ben said earlier, like Donald Trump. Because I was alive when Nixon was president. So, I was just responding to that, saying that, anyone will tell you that, they've done, now the way Trump has done it, in terms of cutting off people's access, calling them crazy nasty, calling them, those things, nobody's ever done that. And I said from the beginning, that's disgusting. I've been consistent in that. So I'm not defending what he did or what he's doing. I never once came and said, they're doing all this stuff to him. He should be that way. No, I never said that. Others say that, and I know there's people who are, in this room that will say, hey, you should be talking about all the things they lied about and said and stuff. But I'm not, because I don't think it's right to talk that way. But I was just responding to the thing saying that a president should treat the media with respect, and that, and I'm trying to make the point that, no president has. It's just that Trump has gotten to like this insane level that probably, hopefully, it's not normalized as spirits thought it would be. I hope the next president doesn't do that, but we need to change that normal, and that shouldn't be the new normal. And that piece I didn't say earlier, but I said everything else.
By and large, I would say the Biden administration, Obama administration, Bush administration has treated the press with respect. Now, you may have instances, of course, where there might be a back and forth or some kind of tension, but I think it's important to point out kind of the systematic difference between this administration versus others, and so that's why I'm just a little confused as to why those are the examples when just in typical everyday conversation, you may generally treat people respectfully, that you may have an individual instance where you go off on somebody, like when you call a band a piece of shit.
wasn't the point, bro. Like, come on, what is that? This is not the point. We were talking about the conversation that Trump always has with reporters, and we've seen it for 10 fucking years. And you're talking about something else. We know what's right in front of our face. You're playing around with this fucking bullshit and whataboutism. Stop it. You're smarter than that, and we're not seeing.
So you're not saying president should be respected.
Question. Yeah, I have a question for you. Is the media in ways that you consider inexcusable? Is that your argument?
No, and that's never been my argument. My argument is that Donald. Sorry, go on.
So then is your argument then that you concede that Trump has disrespected the media in ways that are inexcusable, but Biden has not?
In the same ways as Trump? Yeah, I'll agree with you on that 100%. I've said that from the beginning. Why don't you have to pay attention? I've said it from the beginning. I mean, I don't know if First Lady's still here, but like if you're listening, I've been saying that from the beginning. And, saying that no one has done what Donald Trump did and continues to do with the media. Never once has anyone done that. I've said that. But when you talk about respect for the reporters, presidents don't give respect to reporters, and they should. And I'm actually against Trump on this. And I've said that in this room several times, that I think there should be more decorum and more respect given to reporters, because that's the only way we find out information. I think I can say. But that's the only way we find out information.
So the problem with your submission is that you're talking out of both sides of your mouth. On the one hand, you're saying that yes, you admit that Trump has been the most disrespectful. But then when you say other presidents have been disrespectful too, and Biden was one of those presidents.
Not to his level, not to Trump's level.
Yeah, but the implicit argument you're making is that disrespecting the media isn't something that's unique to Trump, and that Biden has also been bad, just not that bad. And so some of the vim that people have for Trump related to his disrespect to the media is unwarranted.
I never said that there's something.
I never said that you said so explicitly, but it's the implicit argument that you're making. Because what you're trying to do is, for lack of a better word, whitewash what Trump has done.
Not at all.
Read the chat.
Yeah, that's what we all say.
You might not have a Harvard, but
all right,
we can understand. On that one thing, if they're going to lie about people and say that they said bigoted things, at least tell lies that are believable. Tell the room that, hold on, tell the room,
you don't even know what's happening now.
Let me finish. Telling the room that man called a stupid Hindu is stupid.
All right, well, he did. That's it. Well, okay, you don't have to believe it. You don't have to believe it, and that's fine.
There are people who would hurl such insults at you, but he's not one of those people.
Yeah.
That's like saying that
2 years ago he did, and two years ago he did. People call me every other day on this fucking app, and I heard him too. Get the fuck over it, even though he didn't do it. Get the fuck over it. Anybody calls you on the phone. I just said. Don't bring it up again. Shut up, bro. You don't tell me what to bring up or not. I'll bring up what I want to bring up. Dude, everybody has insulted on this app. Grow up here. Yeah, so he was the one bitching about me cursing at him. So you should be telling him that. You see, you're ready to grow up there. That's what he's saying. I mean, I'm telling you to grow up there, bro. You're fucking lying. Everyone gets upset. Everyone gets insulted. Yeah, so this is enjoy it, bro. This is us growing up, sleeping on each other. This is an app. Fucking grow up. Yeah, you need to. And you're fucking lying in our face for 2 hours, and you think you're slick, and you're not slick. All right? Hey, Gemini! Welcome back, Gemini. Don't talk. Keep insulting these things. You're a piece of shit, okay? You're gonna watch this. You're gonna keep insulting
Yes, I have one moment.
Just trying to have a pleasant little afternoon. It's already raining outside. Why y'all want to be gloom and doom?
It's not raining where I am.
It's not raining where you are.
You know, no. You know what it is? Where are you, son? You know what? You know what it is, y'all?
Somewhere where it's raining.
Y'all, Sonny got a bad room.
You too.
Oh, come on!
He got a bad room. He got a bad.
I swear I have no idea.
You know it's bad. You know it's bad.
I swear I had no idea. Happy holidays. That's hilarious. I told Brother Young Jay, I told him no baby. You said you're a father, that's what you did?
No, actually, it's been a lot of things I've been doing as far as I have some obligations I need to fulfill, and I love this app. I love being on here, but I can find time. Yeah, so I have to dip off and get a little bit. And I'm never going to be a manager in and out without really meaning those fires, you know.
Hey, let's be careful.
I told him it was sexual harassment. You felt sexually harassed over the picture. I was like, yes, your mama did it. I wanted to know your mom and everything. So I was just kidding, guys. I told him I was kidding. But
We know you're kidding. But we gotta have something to talk about.
Welcome back, sir.
Appreciate you, brother.
I'm glad that everything with the dog worked out.
Yeah, let's keep my name out the mouth, okay?
Yeah, shit. Well, that's not your job. So you might do it. Because that's actually why I got on stage. I saw Sonny with the badge. Y'all, if you could just show some love. Because Hurricane really thought he was going to get the badge before Sunday. Now, what he doesn't know is Hurricane was, no, what's even worse was, Hurricane was racing all by himself, and he still lost. Oh my God.
he blocked brother. He blocked brother.
But I think blocking people is what also makes it harder to get one.
How do you do the badge? How do you race towards the badge?
You just gotta be.
Once you're back in here, you'll be one soon. Now that you're in or out in here.
I have one before every time now.
Yeah. Because you were gone. They want to discourage you leaving like that.
I'm trying to work. Who's gonna get X?
I'm telling you. I don't even care. There's something going on.
You should have heard it last week when the beef first started. I'm trying to tell you, he blocked brother. He was like, you're blocked. He said, anybody bring up 1%, you're getting blocked as well.
So he blocked me and then put it as his PTR. So everybody knew that I was blocked. I'm just
He has to get rid of this Shamar Moore to get some points.
I was confused. I didn't even want to click on it. I was just like, that's okay. I know who that was.
You want to talk about ridiculous conversations since you've been gone? That was one. Shamar Moore and Shana Sharp and Neil Long. Don't ask how it was all.
I'm not listening.
Don't start the conversation again.
Okay,
It was fun.
It was spicy.
That's what led to Hurricane having a baby oil Shamar in his feet.
Yeah, he's trying to make a point,
Okay.
but it's not working. It's not working.
Just out of curiosity, because I love hearing the takes of people in this room, like what has been the general consensus on the alleged assassination attempt on Trump?
Some people think
some people think it was fake. Some people think that he's acting, I don't know, like he's not acting like he's scared enough. Other people realize that he gets, the person wasn't even in the room with them, in the same room with him, so I don't see why he would be scared. Presidents get,
He just got shot in the
people
ear.
threaten their life every day, yeah.
But he just got, he didn't know that ear.
Graves. Let's be clear.
That ear was.
But I think it's interesting that Marjorie Taylor Greene just had made a big old stink about them closing the investigation on Butler the other day. Like she was just making a big old stink about it, and then boom, this happens all publicly. The guy is one of your people, a California black.
See, now they've been playing this thing where they actually showed him on some news cast about a couple years ago where he's being interviewed.
You know, people trying to make news of the fact that he gave a $25 donation to Congressman. $25, and he's from California.
John, are you talking about the clip where he was doing like an engineering thing, putting
Yeah, that's
about to break on a wheelchair?
Mm-hmm. That's it. Yeah.
That's it.
I already checked in that day.
Yeah, apparently he got an award for that when he was in college. But he's been trying to build a game, it looks like unsuccessfully, for a few years now.
I like the immediate getting into the ballroom discussion.
Right. Well, that was part of some people's, to be fair, that was part of some people's,
Conspiracy, yeah, I figured as much. Like some need a justification for the ballroom because we need a safe space to be able to host these events so we're not exposed in this way. His life is in danger, how to do.
like he's gonna have every event there. What about when he goes to other states? What about when he goes to other countries? But whatever. And then there was a lively discussion about airlines this morning, about first class and long flights, and the need for Wi-Fi on long flights.
Just leave Wi-Fi on flights, that's mandatory.
Yeah, it's great, but you can live without it.
No, I don't know these people around me. I don't want to know.
It's like nobody existed years ago.
I'm saying, when I first took my long flights, we didn't have that option. So I'm like, I don't see a big deal.
Wi-Fi is spotty in there, though. Like, it's really spotty. It's not.
Yeah, but we can be off our phones. It's like, okay, folks, when you have a book or whatever.
We just eat.
That is good reading time. I agree with you, and that's serious.
But you don't get air sick.
I don't. The only time I've ever been on a flight where I got air sick was I was flying to Panama with my father, and that's a long flight. And we hit some crazy ass air pockets. Like, it would drop a few feet and touch itself and drop a few feet. That was the first time I seen all the oxygen. Well, the only time I seen the oxygen mask drop down from the ceiling. And they were handing out vine bags to everybody. Like there were these bags that were lined with tin foil on the inside of the bag, so that it didn't leak through. So yeah, that was
Yeah, if I try reading, I get air sick. I can watch movies. I can write, but I can't read. So I'm type on my computer, but I can't read.
On the train, can you read?
Oh no, it's hard.
it's
It's a motion sickness. I don't know.
What about
it's not emotional. Yeah, I can definitely do that. For me, I'm scanning. I'm always scanning my surroundings. Like that's just how I'm designed. So I'm not gonna be able to fully. I like that when I read. I like to just fully engulf myself in the book. Like I don't want to have to glance every few seconds to see who's looking at me or around me or my bag is safe or whatever.
Spiritus, can we talk about this yacht thing? Who's got a yacht? I don't have a yacht. What yacht are you going on in New York?
I'm not. I was asking, we're talking about modes of transportation. So.
Okay, Mr. Checker. I'm not a yacht guy. I wouldn't know.
A Y'all is crazy.
Yacht rock, baby.
It's silent. Brooklyn, why don't you come up on stage?
No, y'all can be
Or we can go out to eat. We can go and get something to eat. There's no commercial fucking face. We in the same fucking city, sis.
Like, seriously, Patty, just leave it alone. It's not working.
No, because that, she playing in my face. Don't fucking play in my face. Don't play in my face. In the fucking city, Brooklyn. What's good?
Oh, God.
You meet up. I'm telling you right now. I'm gonna give you a Caesar salad. Let's meet up. We can go right now. I'm gonna put on my shoes and we can meet up. And I got on my sweatpants and sneakers, so we can meet up. And what the fuck is that? Meet up. Are you? What's going on? Already, I was thinking that after your vision. No, you got so much mouth to say. You got so much mouth. So when you got something to say to me, you can hit me up. You can hit me up.
No, I will give you a location to come to that here.
Girl, we can meet up to eat something together. How about that? Let's go to eat. I'm hungry right now. Or if you're hungry later because you might be at work, we can meet up and eat then. What's good? I can send you some information where we can reach out. You hungry? I'll cook you the food too. Matter of fact, we need somebody to pick you up. I'll pick your ass up too. Nothing?
Can you hear me?
You can hear you now. Yeah.
Okay, baby, you on the side?
Oh, I'm not big. I'm not big. But my cardio is good. Just be slam. Just be. I'll give you a time. You can give me a time about that channel when you off.
Give me a location.
Give me a time.
No, we didn't
Oh, you clam.
I'm
Yeah, you are a clam. You's a clam. You a clam. Tell people why you fucking hide.
right.
Tell people why you fucking hide.
Like, you gotta figure out why that's true.
Tell people why you hide.
Stop.
Brooklyn need to tell people why she hide. You know how many times I've invited her to eat as a normal, as just in a friendship? Tell her to tell y'all why she hide.
Patty, seriously, you're a leader. You're doing too much.
Yeah, I'm gonna lead her ass to where she needs to be. Cause I ain't it. Keep playing in my fucking face.
Well, Patty, just block her if she's bothering you that much, for real. Cause it's not like a big week.
The fake ass shit.
Yeah, like the body lunch today. You took my lunch over.
You know, I haven't said anything in a while. I've been busy. And I just want to say shout out to me because I forgot to buy Chris Brown's and Usher tickets. So I had to wait. I got mine. I got mine too, so look at God. Where are you going? Oh, Detroit.
This is gyrating all over the world, nigga.
And I'm gonna be in the number Halloween. Listen, I hope I get a cherry too. God bless.
You know what? When they show the cherries, they are emulating balls being like, you don't want to do that kind of show. Just don't accept the cherry.
I'm cherry from Usher. Who do you think it is? Cherry from Usher.
Usher does the cherries. He does the cherries, not Chris.
What I'm doing? Oh, I know he does. Never mind.
Well, if people are offering fake food, I think we always have everyone else like 34 hours.
Brother, we can't hear you.
Yeah, my brother is very low. Can you ask?
Oh, that's a blessing. Can you all hear me now?
Yeah, we hear you.
Yes. I was just saying, if people are paying for people's food, I think it's a well-established fact that I go to Golden Corral every single day, and I would definitely take, it's 15.27 now for the buffet. We tacked out any donations towards my visit. God bless them. Miracle first.
little kids playing in the food before
I
we
just
eat.
donated towards it right now. I just gave you 0.05 cents and clubhouse morning.
God bless you. I'll take it. Thank you. Every bit matters. God bless America first.
Tell them that's how you keep that 0.1%. Tell them, brother.
America first is crazy.
You know, just taking this moment, it's really important that we support our president, this administration, this country. They'll remember this man was trying to look at the Constitution. And we can't stand for that.
This administration has been disregarding the Constitution since it took over. It's like, what's going on?
So be careful what you say about this administration. Thank you.
You can't be a citizen. Never mind. Apparently in the state of, yeah.
Hello, everyone. You have no idea. You know,
I can tell. I'm just in shell shock. I'm like, what's going on?
Let me ask you a question.
What's good, brother?
Do you go to movies?
Yeah, I love the movies.
Do you bring a country movie or some cover?
No, the movies I go to actually provide that. They provide a blanket and, food, whatever.
Jesus fucking Christ.
Man, what the fuck? Here we go again. I can't even speak because of this. This is my truth in here.
No, this is not about you. This is an extension of the conversation we had with the elites in here who only fly Delta One. And it's too much. Okay.
You pulled out your really hard this really hard. I didn't appreciate it.
But he doesn't like people that fly in first class or.
No,
He's one of them. He's one of them.
Wow.
ma'am, I'm talking. It was the distinct people who fly first class or shudder at the thought of getting on a bus to go from point A to point B. It's that disdain that people have for the hoi polloi in this country. And this is why we're in the problems that we're in right now. That's all. Enjoy your blanket at the moon.
Yes, sir. It's like sleepy though.
Alright, let's say we're here in California, right? So fucking, I was fucking like, most of the homeless are trying to fucking sell their shit all the time, fucking, turning on the moment. They're like, shit. You think I'm gonna fucking go on the bus and rip, stop fucking shaking, fucking shakes and all that fucking shit?
Oh boy.
Hey, look, I'm gonna be real with you, Spirits. I don't have a disdain for people that ride public transportation, but in California, that is built into the culture, right? Like, this is you are what you drive culture. We live that way, unfortunately. And also, there is a lot of danger on public transportation. I told my daughter she's a guy or a car or whatever, somebody had to go a car.
This wasn't really the combo though.
I'm just giving you a quick nuance.
Wasn't a California thing.
I believe you, but just hear me out real quick. So my daughter had to take the bus the other day, and she said some dude whipped it out and started urinating right next to her. Right? She said one dude tried to talk to her. She didn't respond to him. He got on the bus and he was talking loudly to her, like but yelling, not trying to talk to her, like not as a cursing at her because she didn't want to engage or have a conversation. So then she went to the front of the bus so she could be closer to the bus driver. And this is why I added my car to her Uber so she could use it whenever, because fuck that. So some people might think that way.
That wasn't really what the combo was about. It's all
I need context, man. I need context.
No, you don't.
Alright, you're making a point of how we.
No, you want here, so we can move on.
Yeah, I'm gonna stay away from conversations I don't know about, so you're right.
It's okay, we can move on. Tell me more about the movie theater and blankets.
There's no class cinemas, they offer it when you go there. The only thing I really noticed about it, as much as I like to eat while I watch a movie, that to me that's always been my thing. I like to eat while I watch a movie, and that's why I didn't go there. Not for the blanket. It's just something happening off. It makes me sleepy though, because the chairs recline off your blanket you just ate. And I get mad because I always find myself trying to doze off from the movie, but I still like to be.
No, I asked that because that was a recent conversation that we had. Quite spirited conversations and very animated submissions. And so it was just
When you say animated, I can imagine what goes on in here. When you say animated in here, that's me the term.
I'm animated submissions. It was fun.
And the judge said bringing up movie blankets was messy. I'm so lost right now. I'm just.
It was really a back and forth between Van and First Lady. She also talked about she missing blankets, and then you can imagine Van got her to his into one of his and he started talking about the seats in the movie theaters, the blankets, and then he made this amazing transition from talking, because we were talking about at one point with Michael Jackson movie. So then he made a transition from talking about literal blankets to talking about blankets, MJ's, child. It's pretty amazing. It's absolutely ridiculous, but yeah, it was funny. So yeah, I was actually because it was really, really funny. To the point where First Lady said she'll never go to another movie in the movie theaters.
Damn. Well, damn.
So it was pretty funny.
Sounds like it. Springs, you don't go to the, or do they have, well, I'm sure they have to have, you go to the.
Somebody asked something about Trump.
I just read.
Oh, you can't hear? Then you need to learn some decorum.
They have, Gemini, welcome back. They have Alamo draft house, which they do.
Yeah, that's based out of Texas. Yeah, I heard it. They originated in Texas. I heard it.
Yes, I was trying to do any Texas combo, but yes, so they have that here. But for the most part, they just have regular theaters, and that's what I go to. Because I'm an elitist, and I go to like independent movie theaters, and they don't have blankets, but they do offer sodas and popcorn.
High price shitty popcorn, high price shitty sodas. Might as well get a full meal, bro.
I'm going on Tuesdays for myself. That's in the and process. You want to go after I want to sleep. I do it in the middle of the night, 9:30, 10 o'clock. Those are movies. I'm exhausted. But, I don't feel guilty for me because everybody's asleep. So, it's fun. But yeah, I can't pay. And then on those days they have it's like $6 for a ticket, and it comes with the small popcorn and or a decent size popcorn. And yeah, that's all I do. I can't pay regular price unless it's
Brother, you want to hear something funny? I'm paying full price for my daughter's movie pass. I don't even know if she uses it, but they have this 3 for AMC where you pay monthly and then you can go as much as you want.
Yeah. I just started seeing this. How much is y'all for month? The theaters that we go to, they charge $9.99.
No, I think it's like 45 bucks, something like that.
Okay. A month?
Oh, a month.
Okay.
A month, yeah.
Yeah, so, because I was like, shit, with them, it's at least one ticket per month that you can accrue, or that you can sort of build up. So if you don't go 1 month, it'll roll the next month. And then they do free mystery movies. So it'll be like a pre-screening of a movie. They won't tell you what it was, what it is. They'll tell you, it's like PG-13 or rated R. It's a horror movie. But they won't tell you. It doesn't seem bad.
You can do like I think two or three movies a week, something like that. I mean, it's not that many movies to see, obviously, but
Yeah, but still, some seasons are better than others. And we get closer to, like the successive holidays and a lot. And then the summer is supposed to be a lot of even for kids, I think there's a lot coming out. But yeah, I still go to movies. It's fun, but I don't like the crowded movies. And we get to select our seats before we get there. So if we order
I know
online,
you're talking about it shows you what seats are already occupied too. So
yeah,
I do like that.
I really like that. That's something I feel like, at least for the theaters here, we didn't have it until really COVID, and so I think that's one of the changes that I really appreciate since COVID, being able to select your seats before you.
And then I did that 4D experience once.
I did that too.
Yeah, with I think it's called is it A Quiet Place in the movie with
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, I did
I
that.
love the movie for it because of it.
That was pretty.
Yeah, that's a good. The dynamics in that movie will make it worth it.
Yeah, I've seen that online. I don't know if you have any of those experiences here. But yeah, it does look really cool.
The walls at a certain time, the walls turn into, especially if you're towards the front of the theater.
Sorry, your mic is open. I just wanted to make sure you know. I did nothing.
Yeah, we heard you too.
You know you only hear me tight. And now yours is open too.
No, I just laughed up.
Mic check. Let me know how this mic sound, y'all. I got a new mic. What's up, brother?
It sounds great, but where does that go? ML, I don't know who you think I am, but I'm a regular person. I take public transportation, I go to movies, I fly coach. Once in a while, I may do the extra leg room, but I'm regular. You're the elite who can't do public transportation. So I just want to call that out.
What you think against the elite? Why are you so opposed against
No, he's not elite.
for?
No one here is elite.
Yeah, I agree with that. But why when people have
basic.
everybody here is basic for sure. But this is the thing, like I don't understand why Spirit is like when he feels like anybody is taking the higher route or preferring the luxury experience. He has a problem with that.
Well, it's not just
He has a problem with that.
It's just, I mean, you're choosing not to fucking get fucked up in a fucking bus. You're choosing not to get fucked up in any other situation.
You weren't there. He's on that.
Yes, I know.
So I don't like public transportation because I just don't like the wait. But today, Divine, I had to go to the Bronx to drop off my mother-in-law because she spent the weekend with us. And on the way back, I had an option, and I saw the sign.
To the Frogs Mouth Bridge.
It's a pronunciation. I say frog too. So, not that we don't care about. I just heard too many people say frog.
What's that?
Nobody who knows anything says frog.
I don't know anything about it.
From somewhere else where you don't pronounce your TH, just thinking frog.
Oh, Thrall. I didn't understand what it was the whole time till right now. Got it.
He said frog. He got something. He said frog.
You know, my mom says trog. She says trog.
See, that's better.
Feels like the T.
That's better.
That's because she can't pronounce her THs properly. If she can say it and she slows down, but if she's just talking in normal conversation, she'll say trog.
Sound like a Jamaican. On the truck thing.
Yeah, I mean most other cultures will say trog.
Is that like a popular bridge? Like it's a real common bridge you have to take? Or
Yeah.
Fine, they have a unit off from that I said frogs, man. It's like,
Yeah, that was. We don't let that go. We don't let that go. No, but if I was spoke the word out, we would have done it properly, I believe.
So I make fun of it. Every time I see this bridge, I remember one person defined.
No, nobody knew what you was talking about. No, what you talking about, Lord? That's the only, that bridge, and you kept saying it, and everybody was confused. Like, what the fuck are you taking from the Bronx to fucking Long Island? We're confused.
Yeah,
Did he say that, Sarah?
yeah, no, he did. We're still letting him have it. But ML, moving forward, I'm just gonna say, whether you're taking the Frogs Neck Bridge or the Frogs Neck Bridge or whatever, just say you're taking a light stone.
For Gemini, we got a lot. It depends on what part of town you're going to. So certain bridge will bring you to a certain part of town. That's all.
Gotcha.
Bridges we got in New York. If I was a big city count, we got about a good 10 bridges.
I know, you guys got a lot.
See, in LA, we don't have any of that, but if you go to Northern California, you have the Golden Gate in San Francisco, so there's different bridges there, not as many as you got that.
You only named one bridge. It's funny because you got that just about to get down. You like, when Northern, you got the Golden Gate. San Pedro, no, they have the San Pedro one, and they have the one that goes over the LA River. They have, wait, downtown. That's a beautiful old historic bridge. It's a good one, unless they changed it.
It is, but it's just not a real part of LA. Like, when I hear you guys talk about the bridges, and even when I visit New York, I know that's a common thing. Like, y'all commonly go over those bridges and deal with them on a regular basis. For us, that's an isolated occasion. Like, it's rare.
And I think Northern California has about 10 as well. About 10.
Yeah,
Because it's weird. They don't know the waterway. People that live in Northern California don't know the waterways. So there's bridges everywhere. So which is this the outlet that you go like sail to Catalina from here? I don't know. And then I go to the other side, like San Lorenzo. I said, is this an outlet where you go up the coast of Oregon? I don't know. They don't know shit. It's like, are you serious? You guys don't know any of this information about your city? But they have about 10. I'm off the top of my head. They have 10 bridges.
And where?
Rhode Island Bridge. Rhode Island, San Diego, beautiful bridge on bedrooms and so forth.
California, the state.
yeah.
That's where the Navy SEALs are, Patty, or Coronado.
Yeah, we got like 10 that you gotta fucking learn while you're in grade school. And like 10.
We have about like 20. We have about like 20 of them because it's the Third Avenue Bridge, the Willis Avenue Bridge, the Frogs Neck, and by the way, nobody calls these things like the Ed Koch Bridge. Nobody knows if it's a 59th Street Bridge. The Tri-River Bridge, nobody calls it the RFK. So shit like that. The Tappan Zee, nobody calls it the Mario Cuomo fucking bridge.
And they don't call it the San Francisco Layer either.
Well, you just let me know we gotta learn our major bridges, like the Manhattan Bridge, the Brooklyn Bridge.
As a part of education, as a part of education, I thought you needed them because you had to know them for.
No, we learn them. I don't know why we learn it. This is part of our state history or whatever. You know, you take your board state history class.
Yeah.
ML, you're going to be a real New Yorker when you go over and pronounce the Kosciuszko Bridge.
Where's that?
That's in Brooklyn.
Brooklyn.
That connects Brooklyn and Queens.
I've never heard of that one. I guess I've driven across a lot of it.
I just want you to pronounce it one day when you go over.
Okay.
And a little trivia, the Brooklyn Bridge was completed by a female architect.
Okay, salute to you.
Yes, there's a movie about that.
Let me give you another little fun fact. So they were real nervous about crossing the Brooklyn Bridge. And so you guys know Barnum and Bailey Circus.
Oh, you said the elephants.
Yeah, they sent the elephants over. They were the first ones to cross to show that yes, the bridge is stable, the bridge is open. So the circus, I think it was 1884,
So you guys literally have a course in high school called bridges.
No, it's just
You didn't take a history class for your,
I told Gemini, I went to, you want to go to Midtown, you want to take a 59. If you go in downtown, you got the Brooklyn Bridge or Manhattan Bridge, and the Williamsburg Bridge. You going up to the Bronx, then you got the Whitestone Bridge, or the Broadway Bridge, or what's the other one? The Triborough. That's the Triborough? No, Whitestone, Triborough, Broadway. And then leaving New York, you go to Jersey.
Washington.
George Washington Bridge, because the city going to New Jersey, or you're coming from Brooklyn, you take the Verrazano Bridge, you come to Staten Island, and then you go either the Outer Bridge Crossing, or what's the other one? Tell me out, Leo, you got the Gotham.
The tunnel. Don't forget the tunnels.
I just got a crazy thought. The same time.
Alright, can we stop now, because somebody's gonna crash out on us, because we centered New York for 10 minutes.
She got mad, yeah, hey, Divine, when you came to that part, came to mind, it only gonna affect people like me that drive. They say they all take public transportation, so.
No, I've always had the thought, if there was a major something and we all needed to get out of the city, I would say that's why I'm always like, I'm different to that traffic. We will be fucked. The only way out of the city is through a tunnel or a bridge, or you're stuck here. It's very weird.
That's not the only way out. You can get on the ferry. You can get on the yellow ferry to go to Jersey City, or what is the blue and white one?
The water taxi. But those
Uh-huh.
are overcrowded. I mean, if you
That's true.
might want to get a boat or a jet ski if you get out like that.
You can swim.
Yeah, that's a long answer. You can get out. But they really bottleneck. I just hope nothing crazy out of that.
Yeah, that's an intrusive thought. I shouldn't articulate it. Let's move on.
You give people ideas now.
Yeah, after the fact. I thought about it after the fact. My bad.
And don't go take the subway if you have to pee. Pee first. You know, never try the bathroom.
See, this is where Spirit is not gonna like what I say, but I can't do. I will not do public transportation. I don't fuck with it. I don't like a bunch of people around me. I don't like I'm claustrophobic anyway. I definitely don't want a bunch of weirdos around me. I don't like that shit.
But Lisa, that's not true. There's certain train stations have bathrooms now. Do you want to use them? Probably not.
That's what I was thinking, because when I did pilot back, oh my God, no. I'd rather either wet my pants or pee in the McDonald's.
I wonder if people use the bathroom on themselves when they're on subways. That happens in the.
Wait, so people aren't just really. I thought it was encouraged in New York subway to just pitch wherever. No? I thought it was part of the culture, yeah. I thought it was.
Yeah, there are some busy trains. There are some busy train stations, especially on the weekend. You'll smell it. Stay away from the corner of the station. But I was a young man one time, and I had to go. And I went to the bathroom in 14th Street, Union Square. I swear I walked the time, and they were just doing it like literally like zombies. I turned right back around to that. It was crazy extent.
stand away and sign off right there at the airport. That's their protocol. So
I think those sign off is something you haven't seen.
oh, they have a Voyager bag that has all these travel goodies like a travel bowl. It has the health certificate because you need that to fly. It has just a bunch of little goodies like P-pads so that you don't have to put the animal on the floor. And they tell you not to go to the common areas because it's not fully vaccinated. It's only 8 so blah, blah, blah. So, and then they have a carrier where the animals inside the carrier that you can take it on board.
Oh, you went and got a dog. What kind of dog did you get?
It's a kind of boy. It's a clone. It's a clone of my previous dog.
What?
Our Italian ranger for a clone.
What?
He talked about this before, and Ben was trying to tell him to go to, what's that, Frederick
They
Douglass?
had a whole, like, Ben was very on point. They had a whole, United Airport is dedicated to Frederick Douglass. Like, a whole setup there, right? So they, like, it has, like, a lot of historical flags and pictures and stuff like that. So they had a whole setup there at the airport for them.
So the clone dog, it only has 4 legs, right? And 2 eyes. It's not like a weird, what, clone?
It's just a genetic clone. They before my dog died, they taught me into collecting cells from him that they stored on ice. And then I sent it over to a company called Voyager based out of Texas.
So I know Biogen, they make a lot of stuff where they make artificial skin and ligaments and stuff for surgery. Biogen, B-I-O-G-E.
No, that's a different one. This is V-I-A.
Oh, Bio. Okay.
V-I-A-G-E-N.
Okay, yes. Sorry about that.
They're not the only company that does cloning in the United States. And there's only one other company that's really reputable that does it in the world, which is Synergy, and of course that's in China. So.
Is that the one that Tom Brady invested in?
Yeah, he got his dog cloned through him, and then he's a part of a Colossal. That's his investment company that he's a part of. So it's Paris Hilton and a few other people, a lot of billionaires. Like it's a big company, and they bought it out after they had a successful cloning of his dog, so they own that now.
It's a whole ass popping circumstance for child extremism.
How close are they to cloning humans if they're cloning dogs?
Right now, they're cloning their shit out of humans. Like they're cloning this whole process made me realize that they are cloning the shit out of humans. If you question about it, I'm 100%.
I'm getting ready to go back in the room and I'm going to ask Dr. Rush if he knows anything about cloning. Because he's doing.
There's no way they're cloning on this level, this effortlessly, and they're not cloning humans. Like whatever we have, they have times 10. Like the curve of revealing what they have is always like, I think this is usually a 5 to 10 year curve, and I think it's actually more than that. What the government shows us and what it actually has access to, and the capabilities that it possesses, they never let us know that up front. We find out after the fact all of us.
Israel and Iran. Israel or Iran?
Rohan. Regal. I was just asking a question. I'll let you have it right after Gemini answers that question. So you think once they get to market, it's just going to be a money thing? Because people would probably want to clone their children who die or, have diseases that are like
Clone your children? What?
Raham. Okay, I'm going to let you have a good kicks. Go ahead. High reformatory.
I was wondering the same thing. Like I wonder what direction it will go when it comes public, because there's only a matter of time before it comes public. They've been cloning since the 70s, right? At least letting us know that they had the capability of doing so. So I can imagine how refined the process is behind the scenes at this point, right? Because they made it seem effortless with the way that they do it with animals. It's really, really simple. They take the egg, they clear out the nucleus, they take the stem cells, they inject them into the egg, inject the egg into a surrogate. The surrogate goes full term, boom, Like they really have it down.
Yeah, I can see that though.
Yeah, she's
I'm sorry, I'll let you guys go. No, lunch break, that's what I'm talking. But they're growing skin. So human skin. So every time we have patients who come in with over 80%, or I don't know, maybe it's 8% of their body burned, they grow their skin. So if they're able to do that, I believe you now. So I have to think about what are we using as far as implants, as far as
we're not doing any more pigskin, we're not taking bones anymore, cadaver bones as much. We used to get all this stuff from cadavers, but I don't see that too much anymore. So maybe they're growing everything in the lab. Am I correct, Gemini? So I ask some questions.
So they were saying that clothing has been pushed forward because of the horse breeding industry, and
It absolutely is. That's why it's
they're like the leaders in clothing, man.
They are. Matter of fact, they're having problems with different derbies that are trying to ban the different horses that are actually cloned because they're taking past champions, breeding them to present champions, and like they have a unique genetic advantage. Like they've been dominating, right? So they're trying to say it's illegal. Like you basically are using genetic steroids if you're using clone champions to win again. If you take a champion, you clone them, and you bring them to another champion. They feel like that's not fair. So that's why Viagen is actually based in Texas. Like it started at a ranch. Like they were going for horses. That's where it started at. Then it spread to cats. Like I don't think they started with dogs and cats like 2015, but they started like at least 7, 8, 9 years prior to that with just horses and probably bulls, things of that nature, high value animals.
I was accidentally, but I started talking since I saw that. So wouldn't it be more efficient and cheaper just if you have the father and the mother of the horse?
It's not the same. Like, okay, like as a breeder, I do understand this aspect, right? If I take a dam and a stud and I breed them together and I have a first pick that the genes just clicked in perfectly and it's the perfect specimen of this breed, right? It checks every single box. And then I say, okay, I'm going to repeat that breeding so I can repeat those results. That's not guaranteed. The genes could connect differently every single time. You're never guaranteed to be able to replicate that exact specimen. The only way you can replicate that is via cloning. That's the only way to get an identical genetic copy, even if they have the same mother and father, is still different. You can test, like if you breed a dam and a stud together, you take a first pick from that, and then you repeat that breeding, and get another first pick, and you do a DNA profile on both of those. They have completely different DNA profiles.
Oh, wow. Okay, I see how that's making sense. The reformatory said, which I was thinking too, reformatory, she said, I thought the cloned animals weren't too viable long term. I was thinking that as well. Okay.
They have a health guarantee that they come with. They should because of the amount of money they have to spend. Right? $5,000 is just a tax. With that being said, they have a health guarantee, and most of the animals I've seen from them so far have been healthy full term. They have a lot of, when I say full term, they live the full lifespan for the expected breed. So if it's a horse, they live the healthy, long life as far as the lifespan of a horse goes. It doesn't fall short. And the same with cats, same with dogs, same with cattle. They started with livestock. So I hear a lot about the complications, but it really isn't the thing. It's usually if they can get it to make it to term. That's where they have issues, right? Trying to get the egg to make it to term. Once it reaches term and is diagnosed as healthy, the odds of it being healthy and living a full lifespan is really based on the genetics. So if the donor, right, where they collected the stem cells, lived a healthy long life, the odds of that clone living a healthy long life is like 98%. Because they have the same genetics. Unless it's something that's environmental and it's not genetic, yeah, you can fuck it up, but that would be you introducing whatever stress factor. Does that make sense?
I have another question, though. You guys remember, I don't know if they really are doing it with the cryogenics. Remember the people who were freezing themselves or freezing their heads or freezing their brains and all that kind of shit like that? Do you think those people have been cloned? All these, the millionaire, I forgot who did it. I have to go back and Google. Froze their brain, froze their body, all that kind of shit like that. They should be first ones up to be cloned, because that was the whole purpose.
Yeah, there's a whole thing about that. There's a whole subculture that talks about outside of cloning, they go into conscious transfer and everything else, right? Because they don't just want to clone, they want to be able to transfer consciousness from one entity to the clone entity. And that's a whole subculture.
Okay, anybody know about that? Because I don't know shit about it, but it's sort of interesting, and I really wouldn't care about that part, Gemini, having all my thoughts and dreams and memories and whatever, but basically just my intelligence, or maybe it's higher. And I wouldn't care about memories.
If it's happening, they damn sure don't want us to know about it, because I think this, it's not legal yet, and there's ethical things, but I think it's possible that these things are going on, and we don't even know about it. I know y'all remember Get Out, right? They put it in a movie and kind of mock us. We don't know what these weirdos are doing. We know the technology most likely exists. From what I'm hearing from Gemini with these dogs, I remember they did a sheep back in the day. We were kids, I remember that. The forest shot on the TV.
That was like I don't think they're hiding as much, because honestly, like what the Chinese do, other countries are pretty transparent, even if we don't think U.S. scientists are. But genetic splicing is not new. Remember, they do it with flowers. They've done it with animals. Because what are some of the animals that don't exist naturally? Yeah, they do. Vegetables a lot. Who was that? Mendel, what's his name? The first did that. They do it with, because there's some of the dogs aren't like labradoodles, spliced animals.
No, those are just crossbred, but I know what you're saying. They do a lot of splicing, genetic splicing.
Yeah, I think that part is, that's not necessarily cloning, but no, I just put, because, I think that there are.
Fuck y'all. You did. It's come to this.
Appreciate you. Sometimes we are bitches.
Yeah, fuck it.
I'm fucking up as a mind. I can't remember what my voice. I'm rusty.
But yeah, I think what I think is wrong with would you care if you were eating cloned food like
You are eating clone food. That's
they already do that.
Yeah.
Beef and shit. No, I'm talking about animal products. They're cloning almost to eat.
Yes, absolutely.
Tilapia is not real. Like I don't farm.
Do not eat tilapia.
Yeah, but it's still not real.
Nah, I found that out the hard way. You don't want tilapia.
Yeah, there's a lot of because now they have to tell you that they have to disclose it or something. But yeah, there's already products that are out there that they I follow a bunch of those rabbit hole crazy people online because they always are like, guess what they made up now? I'm like, well, take that off the list. What was I gonna say?
I thought all the other were genetically engineered.
That's tilapia not real. It's not a natural animal. It was basically created.
Wait, tilapia is real. But the reason I wouldn't eat it is because if you're familiar with the Salton Sea in Southern California, that is a highly toxic lake, and the only fish that can survive is the tilapia. So if you want to eat tilapia, go for it, but that's the only one that can survive in that kind of toxic environment. So
I don't know. At least in Africa, a lot of people eat that as a fish. That's part of their escape. Like, I don't know, in the United States, maybe y'all farming it, maybe that's why y'all.
Maybe that's it. My bad.
Yeah, so he's one of the biggest exporters. Actually, I went to a tilapia farm while I was over there.
Yeah, like tilapia.
I have a question about the anti-tilapia people. Do you guys eat shrimp? Those of you who don't eat tilapia.
We eat catfish too.
Yeah, we eat ocean roaches. I eat the ocean roaches.
No.
Yes, of course. I'm from Louisiana.
Okay, so the whole thing just doesn't make sense to me. Because on the one hand, you claim to care about the food entering your body, and so you want to avoid eating.
Oh, I never said that.
Let me finish. You may not have said it, but that's the argument that they usually base their anti-tilapia bias on that. But then y'all eating the sea roaches, you're eating shrimp, you're eating pork, and all these.
And then you catfish, that shit ain't
Eternally consistent with your dietary.
I can't think of it from this angle,
That
right?
don't make no sense.
I rarely eat shrimp, but there is no alternate to shrimp. But when you're talking about fish, you can have salmon or trout, which has a lot more omega-3 than tilapia.
Gemini, listen, you can't
It's
like
That's not hurricane though. We're just going to
eat the arguments that make sense because y'all eat shrimp and lobster and all that other stuff. That's worse for you. You don't, but I bet you Reform does with the anti-tilapia ass. Like,
I'm not the only one that's anti-tilapia. Look in the chat. And I'm actually very ignorant. My apologies. It is real, but no, I'm not going to eat anything that is created or farm raised. That's what I'm saying.
and a lot of people feel that way. If you go fuck up your cholesterol with shrimp, lobster, and all the other shit.
I mean, lobster is lobster.
Remember that TJ is around that cholesterol.
Are you anti-lobster business? I'm about to go eat some lobster now, motherfucker.
I'm anti-unhealthy meat generally, which is why I wouldn't eat lobster. Because
So you like salmon and trout? Do you eat salmon and trout?
I do eat salmon, yes.
Okay. Trout tastes about the same as
Well,
trout.
maybe you Dr. Adams should go do a room together.
Who, me?
Mm-hmm.
Why?
Because he was saying all that at the other day.
I'm not gonna be doing the whole tilapia bad is gonna give you cancer and all the bullshit that people do here, but then they turn around and eat shrimp and lobster and pork and they drink alcohol and they
Why do you say pork
Oh,
with
I
such
don't
a disdain?
drink alcohol and I don't smoke, so there's that. I can't stand smell.
Actually, if you do, please don't ex hurricane. Don't give them a thumbs down. Don't give them an eye roll.
Yeah,
Don't please don't do that.
That's why I be like, I'm gonna kick your ass out. Yeah. I'm not really paying that much attention to karma. Oh, Jesus.
Really.
Oh my God, I get karma. Wait, I get clowned about playing tilapia in the realm when Hurricane is paying attention to his karma from Clubhouse.
Yeah, it's fun.
Is it really? How is it?
See, I'm not to outlets. That's nasty.
I know. I never reformed. I know how to.
Same here, cuz, you know.
We're speaking for
Yes, I eat all the shit roaches. No, I don't eat pork. I eat shrimp. I eat the bottom dwellers. Hell, I even eat humans. So what the fuck?
Yo,
Consume people. The fuck out of here. And
we will see humans, y'all.
you already know that.
One part to eat.
She's an eater.
There you go.
You know, what was that album?
Nothing wrong with it. Go ahead, eat it.
I don't understand. Like, I said something earlier, and it was, oh my God, everybody has such good pearls. And they talking about being an eater, and so what's going on?
Yeah, that's funny as hell. What was the album? If I got nuts on my chest, what I got to? That's chestnuts.
I got nuts on my ear.
That shit is funny as hell.
But I do apologize, y'all. Tilapia is real.
I don't want to do it, but it's absolutely real. They say that what their good diet consists of and things
Maybe not in Texas.
Yeah, tilapia cleaning up the water that comes from it.
Right.
I mean, but they also, tilapia for the restaurant industry is like a health term. So they're using other fish.
That's true.
To capture tilapia. Like that was, I think that what most people had was that what you're eating at restaurants is typically not the thing that
Just you think it's tilapia and it's whatever the hell they chose.
Yeah.
Put in front of
You
you.
go to a restaurant and eat tilapia, though?
They call it white tilapia, right? Because it was supposed to be, at one point tilapia was considered to be like the healthy alternative to catfish. or to, you you worry about mercury poisoning and all this stuff. So tilapia was built for a while as like a healthier version of the fish that you could eat. And so, as with most things, people are over consuming. And then you find out later that the thing that you're eating is not even the thing that you think you're eating.
Where's Hurricane at? Hurricane, we gotta have this discussion, but you keep saying catfish, like catfish is unhealthy fish. It depends on the environment it was raised in, right? If you go get a farm raised here,
Off the beat that I actually said.
okay, what did you say in regards to catfish?
I never said anything about catfish. I didn't.
Oh, I thought you were the one saying we're going out eating. Okay.
It wasn't me.
I didn't say shit about it being healthy and not healthy. I said they eat anything. And it takes forever to kill that motherfucker. I've seen that.
They would take for, hey, when I go fishing,
The hammer to kill your fish,
you don't know use a hammer, but I will say this, when I go fishing, I drive 2 hours out, and when I get back home, they're not in water, and they're still alive. I will give you at least, I can put them back in water at the house.
So it's not eating fish. That's what it is.
They're resilient, that's all, they're resilient.
Yeah, I don't eat no beef.
My mom said,
Cows and demon fish, what are y'all doing?
There is no safe consumption in the U.S. Even if you eat vegetables and fruit, you still got to contend with scrubbing the shit out of every leaf that you eat because of shit and pesticides all over it. So, on some level, just watch what you eat. Now, this is coming from a man who is 750 pounds, who eats golden corral every single day. So, take what I say is bring it all back. There's that.
You called it out before I could, so then you
I mean, y'all don't go fishing. I think it's like,
I go fishing all the time.
I like rainbow trout. But I'm seriously thinking like, if there's tilapia dishes in some of the nicer restaurants that I like to go to.
I've never went to a restaurant and ordered tilapia. Who does that?
But my mom always taught me that you don't order whatever the specialty isn't at a restaurant because you'll be disappointed. If it's a steak restaurant and that's just what my mom.
There's some restaurants that have some things off the menu that's not even their main dish. That's bomb. It depends on the restaurant.
Yeah, she's like, if it's a steakhouse, then don't order a fish dish because it's probably not going to be the best. But I don't know. I'm one of those people that every restaurant, I just have my favorite thing that I eat over and over and over. It's like, yes, that's the only thing that I eat at restaurants. So, yeah, I'm fine.
It comes in a risky restaurant. There's steak restaurants that are just fabulous and make everything well.
That's true.
I don't know that one can say if you're a steak restaurant you can't do fish properly.
That's my mom. Yeah, no, that's just how she taught me thoughts in my head. I'm a little old school, but
There's a hat to that. If you want to try something, order on the card.
she's on my ass today.
Lady, I'm just on,
He's on go time. That's what Irving.
They talk to mama though.
So what I do is
probably shit that's wrong too. I'll be calling her out on it.
What I do is I order whatever I'm going to try a la carte and take a few bites. I don't like it, they'll take it back. Who cares? If not, I'll pay for it.
You see what you like restaurants?
If I don't like it, if I order this and it look like trash when I get to my table, I don't want that.
Really? I don't do that. But then again, I never ever ordered anything that I just didn't like.
My mom, I got that from my mom. My mom is a really good cook, right? So she's super picky. That's what I tell her. She's super picky about when I take her out to eat. She's going to send that thing back about 2 or 3 times. My mom wants to switch restaurants because they back there fucking your food up now. They do everything on the floor, they put it back on the plate. You can't keep sending it back.
What's wrong with, are you saying now that restaurant patrons aren't allowed to have preferences? They're not allowed to express their disappointment with a meal?
Of course you're allowed to, but you just got to be careful on the staff. And
they don't like those. And then deciding that it really doesn't agree with them and they want something
regularly that they're like, that's what you ordered, and you don't like it, I'm sorry, we'll get you something else, but you're gonna have to pay for that. There's a place that when I go there, I pretty much get 1 of 3 things all the time, but I've seen them do it plenty of times, like that, sorry you didn't like it, but that's what you ordered, that's how it's described. I'm sorry you don't like it, we'll bring you something else, but we're not taking it.
You like that?
I agree.
You like to be abused? I'm not going to go out and look for restaurant again.
I know that all the time. I love all their stuff, but that's just their policy. I'm not saying all restaurants are like that, but some are.
No, all restaurants are. And then you see the people like the dishes like half devoured. They're like, I don't like this. You already fucking ate it. I've seen that happen at the table. And I'm like, I'm just rolling my eyes. I'm like, child, you didn't eat half the shit. Then they got to pass it around the table. Y'all taste this. Taste this. And then have the nerve to be like, oh, I don't like this. Child.
Hey, another question. Did the people at the restaurants are talking about, is that policy stated on the menu or somewhere? Is it?
I'm really not sure, to be honest.
But I think it's fair. If they let people know ahead of time, then sure.
But this place, I mean, the food is good. And like, they do free cake on Tuesday and Saturday. They do these wonderful cakes. Like, I mean, it's a place that you go and enjoy. They're not trying to get over on you, but they're just like, yeah, no, our margins are not large enough to be doing all that. If they didn't burn it or, didn't make it to specification, but I'm talking about, I ordered this, it's something that I thought I was going to like, but I didn't, they don't take it off.
And I don't send things back if I don't like it. Like I know Ashley said I'm soft and it's like, and I still tip. Like I feel like, if I ordered the wrong thing, then I'm just like, that's what I get for experimenting. But I do like my steak medium well, and a lot of times it's still a little too pink, so now I'll send that black back. But like my favorite steakhouse, they track how you like your steak, so they'll butterfly it for me. And so I like that because it's perfectly evenly cooked. Now I have been to certain restaurants where they will argue with you about getting steak medium well, and I don't like that. And they do the little speech, ma'am, not Michael saying they should kick you out. In order to get the flavor of the steak, just burn my shit and leave me alone. I know what I'm ordering. Just burn it.
I'll send food back if it's cold.
Oh, of course. Yeah, cold or burnt or not, not the temperature you ordered. Yeah, like under, not prepared appropriately, absolutely. But as a person who doesn't eat a lot of things, even if I order something, like if I look at the description and I happen to miss that, this has bacon in it and I ordered it, I just won't eat it. If it said in the description, if it wasn't in there, I'm like, listen, I need something else, but I'm like, my bad.
That's me with mushrooms. I don't like mushrooms. And if I miss that, then I won't eat it. So some of y'all like them. Steak.
I'll send policy in that I always tip really well, right? And it's smarter to tip in advance. So a lot of people don't know, like you prepay, right? You taking the gamble on your service. Like if you do that, that's when you get better service. If you do it after the fact, then you're hoping that they were a good server from the gate. If you incentivize them, you get a whole nother level of service. Don't believe me.
I disagree. I hate all like the delivery people, please just, don't leave it on my porch. I'm at the door waiting for you. Well, still leave it on the door, ring the doorbell and run off. And when I pre-tip, I hate that shit.
But Jonah, how are you pre-tipping if you don't know what the full bill's gonna be? Jonah.
I think he just gives them money.
Literally, the whole person was like, I'm taking care of somebody. Literally, that's what I put people.
Well, he or $20 the whole restaurant, you know, I mean. Oh, right, the whole, right. Because he's yacht man, he's in the yacht, I forgot that.
I mean, I do feel like I've been one of those people that, because you know, sometimes the waiters and waitresses have their favorites. So I always like have a little smile if they don't charge me for drinks or like an appetizer. Have y'all ever been out with a friend that didn't understand that that's at the waiter's discretion? And they're like, hey, you didn't charge us for our drinks. Like, girl, shut up. They did that shit on purpose. Be quiet. And then I just always give back to them as the tip. So I like when they do that. I'm like, I see IP games.
When they steal for that from their employer, so then you give them extra?
Yes, unfortunately.
Sunny's a problem.
Wait, do restaurants track do they give the waiters discretion? Like y'all know at Home Depot that the cashiers and stuff have the ability to give off, I think, like 5 or 10% without checking with the manager. They can, you know, give you like a little discount. Do most waiters have that ability? You know what? I never even thought about that. Like, I don't care, but I'm just thinking like, okay. Spinoza said no. Whoops. The lead ones too. Okay, good. Because I'm like, wait a minute, that's happening quite a bit. Or they'll bring you something like a dessert or something like that. I think a 10% tip should be a mandatory thing. Back to what my mom always used to tell me, if you don't clear your own table, like if you go to a McDonald's or something, right, you're supposed to put your food away. And I've taught my kids to do that. I hate when people go to like a McDonald's and leave their shit on the table. You're not paying a tip. Go put your shit in the trash. Then you should tip. So even if service is bad, because it depends. If sometimes it's just problems with the kitchen or it's really busy, I don't blame my server for that. So I still tip them. But if the server is just bad, like just really bad, but again, it depends. Like if they're super busy, I understand it's not their fault. But if they're just like really rude and icky, which I haven't really encountered too much, I still give them a
Hell no.
I just don't give extra.
Hell no. I'm putting a quarter in the cup. If they're giving you bad service, they don't get tipped for not doing what the fuck they're supposed to do. They already got a base rate. This is what we give them on top of their base rate for services rendered, right? No matter what, they have to clear the tables and they're going to get paid their hourly wage for doing so. The tip is because you came through, you were observant, you were on top of it, right? Like, even if you weren't good, let's say you were mediocre, I'm still going to tip you. But if you're bad, you're not getting tipped. Like, why would I reward bad labor? What the fuck?
I can't get over the black people don't tip thing because I've heard it so many times. And I don't know how. Because I do.
I tip really well, so that's not true.
No, I know it's not true, but I would never go into a nice restaurant and not tip. Plus, they remember your ass. Like, I literally stopped going to lunch with a friend who made way more fucking money than I did. She had more money. And she was a horrible tipper. I mean, like, she would do like 8%. And I'm like, girl, this is my favorite restaurant. Like, I have my favorite waiters. So I stopped taking her ass there because I'm like, no, that just makes me look bad. So no, I don't.
$10 on the way out.
Right.
Yeah, I would have to. But I would tip her. So I tip Starbucks, I tip at the grocery store with the cashier. Like if I have a big ass order and the kids are there and driving them crazy, I'm a tipper. I'm sorry, I'm a tipper. I always have a random $5 or $10. Like I'm a big tipper.
I'm gonna show that.
Is it gonna get us into heaven or something if we don't tip like you?
Leave me alone. Just messing with me and shit.
He's a man.
You're nothing with us.
I can see it.
Reform.
I'm in Louisiana. I got all my ancestors' people around me now. I got my voodoo shit going on.
I'm not hearing you. I'm not hearing you.
I'm 2 hours away from New Orleans now.
Bring your Louisiana work.
I will say this. I've dated multiple from that, like, and they said like they get taxed on what your tips should be sometimes, right? And they get taxed on that, like if they got to tip out the busser or whoever else, the bartender or whoever else, there's an amount that they should be making. So even if you didn't, right, they still have to cover what you should have tipped to some degree. So that I always made me want to tip more.
And I remember early 20s, I took a job that I just needed a little part-time job. So I was like, it was IHOP, and I was like, how hard can this be? Y'all, that shit is hard. And that was just IHOP. So people will change their minds, and then they give you like the little section to track. And then, you know, even like when you have to go around and ask people like, you know, do you want, you know, would you like some more water? Would you like some more tea? It's like if they're having a conversation, I felt bad interrupting, you know, so I would just kind of stand there. And then you know, you have to go get the food. Now, this is an IHOP, right, mind you, so y'all, that shit wore me out. And you get paid a base salary of like $2 and whatever the fuck it was. And then people really don't tip, because think about it, it's IHOP. So if people are coming in and eating for $15, even if they leave you $2, it's just $2, and then they're there like an hour. So after that, I was like, oh fuck yeah, I'm gonna tip the shit out of these people, and if I can, because y'all, that was hard as hell, and that was just an IHOP. So much respect to people who can do that and do it well, because I couldn't do it.
This shows me like you are out of touch. In Los Angeles, what do you think they make per hour? The waiters and waitresses, what do you think they make?
It just depends. It's not like a standard.
It's a standard. They have a base rate across the board, minimum wage, mandatory. What do you think it is?
$10.
$18.42.
You're acting like that's a lot of money.
I'm not saying it's a lot. They're already getting paid per hour. That's what I'm trying to tell you. They're already getting an hourly wage. This is a bonus.
Gemini, not you want to clone something and not pay the people.
No, I took all the. Matter of fact, let me be clear. I haven't had bad service. I can't remember the last time where I did not tip because I got bad service. I'm very cordial to people. I respect the people bringing me my food, and they treat me the same way. So I don't have that problem. I was saying in the hypothetical case that I did have someone give me super bad service, I'm not going to tip.
We have to leave California people where they belong. They always want to insert their unrealistic lifestyle, put it all on this.
Okay, I'm just telling you I didn't make up the minimum wage.
That's the California minimum wage. We can live in Louisiana. Them people at IHOP make $3 an hour.
Texas, they make $2 an hour.
Literally, and they don't get paid very
I
much.
don't make $2 an hour. Y'all, you live in the world. Really? Seriously? No, I'm shocked. It's not I'm calling y'all out. That sounds absurd to me.
Michigan actually just went up from $2. I think it might be like $4.25 per city worker.
It is a lot, and we know that yes, they're making us pay.
$2. Yeah. I still
don't blame the server for that. Like, yes, I can acknowledge it is completely effed up. It makes no sense. It's not fair, but I'm not going to take that out on the server. It's not their living.
Like, what the?
I don't know.
No, when I was a waitress, it was $2.13 an hour, and I don't think it's going at all. I don't think it's going because Michigan when it went up, it went to $5.49. But if you don't make at least $8.25 in tips, then like they have to cover the this year, and I really don't understand.
If you don't make the minimum wage, so like if you make $3 an hour,
and you make $2.13 an hour. The fuck is going on?
You know what I'm saying? California brand, they make $18 an hour. Like,
I don't know. Like, I don't know what I don't know. I don't have a conversation.
I felt the same way when I found out how waiters actually don't get paid minimum wage, they get less than that. I was like, what the fuck?
That's insane.
But they also do well on tips. Like, they don't sleep. They do well on tips.
So it's a federal minimum cash wage for tip servers. I did not know that. I never knew that it was a federal minimum cash wage. Wow. So that shit hasn't changed
That's
in
what the
forever.
foreigners make in California for making license plates. Like, what the fuck?
Also, it only has to provided tips bring the total hourly earnings to at least $7.25. That's boo-boo. Wow, that's so fucked up. The Gemini's credit, it does say that many states require higher base pay, with some like California eliminating the lower tip wages entirely.
I'm only speaking about it because that's what I know from here. I don't have a problem saying I don't know what happens in Texas, right? I'm not privy to that. So this is my point to me.
It says West Hollywood, California is among the highest with a minimum wage exceeding $19 an hour. So it's not all of California, Gemini.
What did you say? Can you say that part again?
It says West Hollywood, California is among the highest with a minimum wage exceeding $19 an hour is a local rate.
Right, it can exceed, but it can't go under 18.
Right, but that's West Hollywood.
Yeah, West Hollywood is.
Well, it's tipped servers, so a McDonald's worker would not be considered a tipped server.
But I'm saying outside of that, like stepping outside the scope of the tip server conversation, just regular professional workers are making $18 an hour.
Thank you, Major. The shared tips. I didn't even realize that was a thing. So yeah, the tips have to go into like a little pool because they have to tip the bus pool.
That's what I was talking about earlier when I said the busser, the bartender, that's the shit.
Yeah, the cooks, whatever.
They're not keeping the bulk of like everything you gave them. They have to give a percentage to the busser, a percentage to the bartender.
Yeah, the required tip out is wild to me. Like when I used to wait tables, which was respectfully a very long time ago, they did not have we didn't have to tip out. It was like, you shouldn't tip out because, people, they might be slow with your checks or whatever like that. I mean, your tickets, if you didn't tip out, but you didn't have to, you weren't required to.
Yeah,
That's what they came back to as well.
when I was in college, I used to just tip the little. I mean, most of the little dudes working was like in high school, so I would just get them money to clear for me, so I didn't have to do it. But so they can have some money. But the tip out, whenever somebody said, the tip out is usually like a percentage of your sales. So that's why even if you don't get tipped, your tip out can still be high. Like 3% of whatever food sales you have for the whole.
That's why I enjoy it.
Monetary reform.
Mm-hmm.
So are you judging people who tip 15%?
I mean, my mom used to tell us, I'm full of my mother today, which is great, back home. My mom used to say, if you can't afford to tip, you can't afford to eat out, so stay your black ass at home. That's what my mom used to tell us. So that's just ingrained in my head. If I'm in a restaurant and I don't bust my own table, then I'm indoctrinated to tip. And I taught my sons the same way. Because a lot of people don't understand that tipping should be mandatory. They think that, they don't tip at all.
I personally feel like, I'll tip, but I feel that paying people a living wage should be mandatory. Just charge what you need to for the meal and pay people versus requiring them to live off something that's optional. That's just my opinion.
Yeah, that's crazy. You know, it's a personality.
It depends on the service level. Like for me, how I tip, I'm basically gonna mostly tip, right? I'm not asking for much, but somebody who provides extra flair of service and have a good connection, it's likely that I'm gonna tip them even more. So that initially is supposed to be part of the incentive that the worker is gonna provide. But I know it's fucked up because sometimes they don't get tipped anyway. But the notion is that your quality of service is going to be better because that's going to increase the amount of tip that you probably could make.
And like the young lady said earlier, why you put the pressure on me as the consumer? The owner is making $1 trillion. Why are you not letting him pay you $1 minimum wage at least. What in Mississippi is $7.25. And now in Waffle House you get $3.25, and depending on me, I might make a big order, but it's tight on me today. I don't have 15% or 10% to tip. All I have is
that should be a Waffle House.
No. I'm just taking my kids out today. I'm not saying me. I'm just picking situations in small neighborhoods. Sometimes you want to take them out just to say, kids, we can go out and get this. I don't have 15% to tip you. I'm just saying that I'm not saying it works for everybody, like you said. Well, if you don't go out, well, that should work for on both sides of the street then.
But see, this is also why I tip extra for people like you that don't tip.
It's not me. I was, ma'am, first of all, my name, I'm from all Church in the woods.
All right.
It ain't so much devil's advocate. It's just the normal people. Everybody that just goes out don't have money to tip. I mean, and you're telling me just because I don't have extra money to tip, I shouldn't go out?
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. What you should do is get some edible waffles and make them in your toaster at home for your kids.
No. They got all you need buffet and go to corral. And I took my 7 kids there to go to corral to eat. And I took them to go to corral and
You chose to have 7 dependents.
Yeah, I'm from the South.
It's my response.
You really
As many kids as
Do you have to go to corral?
I'm just saying there are places where they're bus boys and restaurant and waitresses and waiters. So it's like the lady said, why you don't go to your owner? Why is he only paying you $2.25 an hour? So, you're waiting on these customers to tip you, and you coming up there with a bad day, and I'm still supposed to give you something else? I made it.
Here's the thing.
So I'm mandatory to tip you.
So D, this is the thing, right? If it's incorporated into the salary, that means you and your 7 children are gonna pay even more. And then here's the thing, whoa, man, it's simple. If I can't afford, when I go out, I count for so many things, and tipping is one of
It's
those.
not mandatory for me to tip. It's not mandatory.
That's not the argument. Mandatory is not the argument. This is what I'm saying to you, right? Because I ran a special, I know the special event space. And what I'm saying to you is, as hard as those workers work behind the scenes, you should be willing to compensate them, knowing.
He wasn't willing.
Why the owner won't compensate him?
He's not talking about
Man, exactly, brother. You know what I'm saying. You exactly what I'm saying. Why the owner
know what you're saying. We look.
different people who have a lot of people who don't have a lot.
Listen, this
They don't care about the poor people. You have to understand on your high voice and tell yourself that you're an amazing person. Don't give it out. Even though you're working another way.
What I'm saying.
Hold for 1 second, right? Hold on for a second. I've had money and not had money, right? When I had to do my little struggle times, I knew good and well if I was going to a restaurant, I would need to be able to cover some portion of the tip. I would save up for a nice restaurant that I wanted to go to. And when I got to that restaurant, I would make sure I had enough for my meal and to take care of the person that's serving me. Right? That's just a baseline common decency.
Well,
You have somebody that you order the movie I'll let you complete kids that you order. Now, when you're saying you want to take your 7 kids to a restaurant, you're going to expect that server to serve each one of those kids and yourself appropriately, right? You know that they're not being compensated fully by the restaurant for those services rendered. Why the fuck would you do some niggerism and not make sure that they're compensated? You don't have the cash. Let me finish. Keep your dirty ass kids at home if you cannot pay for it. More than tip. I mean that.
and that's not fair because it's just like even a gambler. So you're telling me I done gambled $1,000. Now I'm down to my $100. Now all of a sudden I win $1,000. I'm obligated to tip this dealer because I won $1,000. Yeah, this will tip the deal. You're making me do something voluntarily. You're trying to obligate me, taking the frame off the business owner. The business owner told you, hey, I'm paying you $2.25 an hour. You have to depend on tips to get the rest. Do great service. If you have shitty service, you probably won't get any tip. Man, they probably still tip you, but it doesn't matter. And then y'all got to divide and split it up. This is capitalism.
The movie, if you don't like, this is the thing, you have options in the United States. Nobody No, that's not the option. You have the option. Hold up. You have the option to not take your dirty ass kids to that establishment. You can choose whatever establishment y'all would like to patronize, right? Once you choose that establishment, you understand the rules of engagement when walking in the door.
Rules
right?
don't say I'm guaranteed to kill a waitress.
You move in the room first, right?
There's a rule saying
This why you just gotta leave people where they at, because if the movie don't want to tip the dealer, if he don't want to tip the Waffle House people,
I just lost $1,000.
You just lost all the white people. I just lost 1,000. You don't got tip. That's what I'm saying. Why would you tip? Exactly.
But that's not no. Let's get back to the original point. I'm just saying, I found a great deal. At the restaurant and my 7 kids here. I don't have that 15 because it was $115. I don't have the extra $20 to
That's crazy. Well, you should have just went to Boston Market because they
No, but I had the better deal. I just want to take my son and his brothers and sisters out, and this is a better deal. If I go to McDonald's, I live in a rural area or whatever. I'm just saying conditions.
I love the market in a rural area.
We got dealing with it. But what I'm saying is, I want to take them out to Chuck E. Cheese and get that pizza for $3.99 because they have a special going on, and I can feed all of them. That doesn't mean I got that $30 tip.
Alright, it's like 10 different times. We get it. Alright. Okay, well.
I don't have any kids, by the way.
Alright, well, go take a shower for those kids just in case. And
shower your character.
Oh my God. Shower your character. It's better than swallow your chicken.
I tried to be cool. She came with I told you I'd go with the vibe.
Brother Messi, did they tip y'all? Y'all work for tip.
the movie, do you have any potato salad?
Send me your cash and I'll send you $4 so we can keep playing this game.
Potato salad?
I don't have any potato salad. My brother cooked for the baseball team some chicken. We just got the store-bought. It ain't no homemade.
Okay.
My brother's baby mama made some spaghetti last week, but I only got one. I'm from all corn, no rice. They got me BAT to all together. You know what Newport stands for? Newport stands for never eat that pussy on the ranch.
Oh my God.
They got out today Monday. You look like a book professor. I need help writing my book.
I guess I'm not as black as I thought.
I'm coming out
always goes too far. Oh, there you go.
Chris said, like,
Another came and advocating for this fuck shit the whole time. Like, hey man, we just gotta keep it kosher. Keep it kosher. I've been educated by the best at the Baylor University in Chattanooga, Tennessee. I was over here. Never eat wet on the radio. High school in Chattanooga, Tennessee, where Peyton Manning's son going, that's where I attended. I'm well educated, but I can get hood.
And who was your favorite book professor in Chattanooga, Tennessee?
Chattanooga, Tennessee, my aunt played the harp up there. So it was just her listening to her play the harp. Ann Lee Patton. Her husband's name was Dr. Lee Patton. They stayed on Signal, what mountain that was. It's over by Macaulay School in Chattanooga. I can't really remember. She passed away. But as far as my favorite book that I read at that high school was Catcher and the Rye. That's a crazy book about a boarding student. And then I read Josiah Henson on the side. Uncle Tom, man, that made me realize some bullshit. It was a lot of lies.
You like Uncle Tom? Was that one of your favorite books, Uncle Tom?
Well, I like to say Josiah Henson because you have someone called a tomcat, that's a tough cat, and you have a tomboy, which is a tough young lady who's still feminine, but all of a sudden Uncle Tom is a pussy. And so I just like to say Josiah Henson was a strong young man.
Hey, the movie Rambo wants to know how many book reports you wrote while you were in high school.
No, Rambo would.
I'm not into state champ. I did a research paper on Malcolm X and the Black Panthers and Bumpy Johnson and all that his ties. And I found out Martin Luther King, all he had was a red dream. That nigga was a hoe. Man, that nigga was a freak.
Are we supposed to laugh at that?
Nah, and you know it's so sad because
He's a human
every
being.
year in the South, yeah, but he had multiple women and he preached.
Right, but what does that have to do with his impact on other people's lives, other humans' lives, and the work that he did? That's why do we do that?
His
Why do we do that?
His greatest quote said, "I sent them into a burning field."
No, that's not his greatest quote. Like people take shit and just take things all out of context, which is wild.
But it's not the context, it's the content of your character.
Bro,
Now, where is your character?
I apologize for even engaging with you. Let me go back on you. It's not your fault.
What's the content of your character?
It's my fault. Back on you. My bad. Let me go back on you. I should know
Like
that.
I told to the Baylor School.
You should get your money back. You get a refund.
I've been to Pompeii. I've been to Lourdes, France. You gotta Google Lourdes, France. It's like the Holy Land for Catholics. But I grew out of that religion.
Man, so you missed the petrification.
The Lourdes, France have a saint there, and you know saints are where their body don't decay. That's the story that I was told, right? And there's a lady there named Saint Bernard. She dug in this grotto, and this water flows. I brought some back to America, and every time I drank it or sipped it, every time I sipped some of it, I never lost at the casino. But that's not here nor there. And this water, when you fart or pass gas, it smells like antibiotics. Like if you ever took antibiotics, it's a stench. It don't stink. It's just a sour stench. And so I went there and it was prayer every day.
Stench that doesn't stink.
What?
Yeah, it's like a stench. Do you know, like I said, you ever burped after taking an antibiotic?
An antibiotic?
Yes.
No.
Yes, antibiotic.
I never know.
Okay. Well, the burp is, if you eat bologna and cheese and burp, it stinks. If you burp after drinking beer, it stinks. But let's just say a good But yeah, in other words, you ever had a smooth fart that really didn't stink, but then when that little silent one, it smelled like sour milk, you are what you eat. But back to Louis Freeze. So they had this thing, it's like a baptismal thing that you stand in line for, and you get like so-called baptized or whatever. And I went there, and I'm like, oh wow, that was nice. All right. This time I went back a second time with the Chick-fil-A owner. He was the other owner. That's why they closed every Sunday. And I took a letter, Chick-fil-A, whatever, I'm country, Chick-fil-A. They closed every Sunday. The other owner, his name Bob Saltez, and I went with his family. And so I took the letter and I wrote and stuck it underwater, and I went all the way underwater this time. And I came up and they put the sheet around you, you put your clothes back on, and you drop. And I opened the letter up, and I seen the grotto with Saint Bernard, and I seen, and then when you look closer, when I took the picture, you see Jesus with the crown. Man, it was a moment I never forget. That was back in 09. Google it, Lord's Friends. This is where you got the Muslims go to down there and kiss that wall and shit. Man, I went to a place where the Catholics go, man, but I don't believe in nothing that the kingdom is within you. And I think Memphis and Cayman Islands, Grand Cayman, them motherfuckers, America's not right. My dad from South America. Where you down from? I ain't African. Take that. Tree, we say tree things down there. I got West Indies in me. Where you down from? French Guiana. Oh, your dad's from? Oh, impressive. In South America. And my mother from America, but her great grandmother was full-blooded Cherokee, so I'm mixed with a little this and a little that, and they call me PAT. What they call you? PAT, point out touchdown. That's crazy. The movie. That's why I sell popcorn. And I sell toilet tissue, $2.99 a roll. What do you sell? I got a book coming out called 40 Semesters. You know, I try to know you know who you should talk to about your book? Talk to referee. That young lady that blew with referee was Suedo. They say we make a bad hey, the movie. We have a legitimate book publisher on this app. On this age, we like that. We like that title. It's called 40 Semesters. The life of a young man living in at a college in his backyard. I got a college in my backyard, man. And my name PAT, putting all corn together.
Well, it was nice meeting you, the movie. I'm so glad you stopped by today. If we can return to our regular station, that would be greatly appreciated.
That's not another news.
I love what y'all
Moving on. It's okay, that's fine. I'm glad you know. Yes. Mm-hmm.
Yes, habla inglés.
You're not here? Oh.
Yeah, I need to kick him.
Where?
Something said in an interview I ran on day. Too cool. That's your little boyfriend protecting you.
Oof.
Stop humming that background music. Hey, y'all dying.
That's my DJ.
Well, you need to get with him about publishing your book.
No, I'm respect First Lady's wish. She's out.
You know that sounded like for a minute? I swear. He sounded a little bit like my man, Wack, for a minute there.
just got back, bro. That's crazy.
He said he just got back. Oh, the movie said.
You sound like white.
No, not like whack. I didn't mean he sounds like whack. I'm talking about his voice. I was like just trying to listen to the.
No, he sounded like Daryl. Daryl Kent. That's what he sounded like.
Okay. Speaking for the fuck.
Omar, you want to come up here, Mo? Mr. D, we were just trying to move forward with the news, and you kept talking. So.
You said first.
Oh, God.
Right.
40 semesters, that was interesting.
I mean, if y'all don't have nothing to talk about, why don't you bring the content back? You see that? Y'all just be complaining, and I'm trying to tell y'all don't work on that complaining stereos. You ain't never happy, ain't never grateful, always got your mouth complaining about something. You gotta stop, you gotta give up the ghost. Give it up.
They want to wander around the wilderness for another 40 years, the way they complain.
Not this nigga.
Yes.
Okay. What we're not gonna do. Hurricane be the main one. Seriously, are the mods asleep? Are any of you awake?
They sleep.
Oh, look at the first one complaining about content.
Hey.
These badges got people tripping so hard.
I'm working, but I'm here.
Hurricane has never worked this hard. He opened the room the other day, and out of his mouth he said, "I love you all so much."
What? Who said that?
That's what Hurricane said.
To who?
He said to the people in the room.
Wow.
This was before PC was open, so he opened up his face.
Okay.
And to end it, he said, "Thank you all for being here. I love you all so much."
Okay.
Does anybody believe that Hurricane likes any of us?
I mean, one could believe that.
No one does.
I said one.
Who's one?
I said
One could?
good.
You're right. Okay. So desperate for hearts and thumbs up. It was actually kind of fun. I almost untriggered. I was locked in for that.
Oh, God. Now he was trying to give points.
Love? I love you all so much.
Wow.
I can't believe you would say that.
So are you saying that he deliberately tried to,
Yes.
hand out love so that he could get karma points?
Yes.
No, say it's not so.
He always talks about speaking the truth and honest, and he keeps it real. I couldn't believe it. I've never seen such a disgusting display from somebody. I don't know. You see he's on you. He's even afraid to come off mic because he wants to refute it, but he can't because it's true. And he knows that there were other people in the space who heard him say it. And so he's afraid that he'll get X or thumbs down for lying.
Well, I think you're going all the way wrong about this. Excuse me, I think you're going the wrong way about this. I think, we should be asking Brother Hurricane, what led to the change of him loving people? That's what that's.
I don't love you.
Oh, see, listen, he just said it. He just said it, brother. He said, "I don't love anyone." Stop it. That's what he said, brother. So you just proved your point. There you go.
But I did love the fact that they joined the room and they contributed to the discussion because PC was closed and people were looking for a home, so I gave them one. That's all.
Okay, I'll accept that. But do you admit that you did say you love everyone?
I did.
He just said he said, I love everyone for coming in and joining.
No, but no, he didn't. That's not how he clarified it in the space. He didn't use that because I definitely said something to him about it in the space. Anyway, it's fine. I just, it's just sad if we could all just give Hurricane this thumbs up and just speed up this process. So
No, just give him an X.
I'm sorry for the interruption, my man. I'm just gonna ask some question. Like, are you guys still talking about politics? Are you still talking? Are you still talking about the topic?
Yeah, we're talking about likes and opening the room, so we're definitely talking about Trump, Iran. Yes.
Okay, so what do you guys think about peace with the end? Like
in the last hour and a half, how many times have you heard us mention Iran or Trump?
Right.
I'm just asking.
No, I just got here, man. Like, I just got here, so I just asked you like a few simple questions. That's like, so what do y'all think about like Muslims?
Okay, I have a question. When the time that you've been here, you brushed on stage. Have you heard anyone talk about the things you want to talk about?
Oh, that's what I pulled up to ask. Like, you guys are still talking about this thing?
Okay, so you came into the room and immediately came on stage. Not having heard anything that we talked about. Okay. So, like,
I can't be talking about self-extending views, right? You guys said that interview Iran update, so why not?
Okay. So you have 3 friends on your profile. It might be helpful to sit back. I mean, I'm looking at you. Sign the ghost. Say,
yeah. All right.
Yeah.
So why not?
So I'm helping you. I'm trying to
Oh man, you can sit down too. I don't need any
because it was
you
come on stage.
You don't have to help me.
Well,
down. It's alright.
You're on stage.
We're talking. Sit down.
Sir, we were here before you. You actually interrupted the conversation about bullshit to talk about bullshit.
There's no bullshit. That's actually a question. You're afraid to answer it.
Afraid to answer? I did answer the question. I mean, actually, I asked the question.
You asked it, but it's alright.
You asked, are we still talking about it?
No,
you weren't.
It's alright.
You answered. We're not talking about it. So now we haven't been talking about it for a while. So now, are you still going to bulldoze your way through the conversation? Did it actually matter what we were talking about? That's the question.
Matter what?
Does it really matter, or do you just want to say what you want to say?
I think you want to say whatever you want to say because I'm just asking a simple question. I think you're afraid to answer though. If you were just moving around or you're just like going in circles, you can just say. But the thing is, you can just say you don't want to answer that question.
So not only do you not listen, but you also don't have it to
all I'm saying, you can just say you don't want to answer the question. But I'm just here for a simple question, like you can just.
So this is the 4th time I said no. We weren't talking about that right now.
Well,
so I asked you again. Will you continue to talk about what you want to?
It's conversation. She just asked, kind of, if you heard, she just asked.
You said anything about Muslims, anything about Muslims. I don't think about Muslims at all. So there you go.
Imagine that's the question that you have to ask me.
You would just say, like, you're on a date, so I think, like, I ran the rant, so I just came up here to see what's going on about a random date. So
I have a new pet peeve, hearing people repeat themselves like 5 times in 3 minutes.
No, I mean, like, what really irritates the shit out of my phone, man.
I'm about to drop you.
I mean, sure, well, I know you're afraid to answer.
So I just want us to remember this. As we glorify people and we talk about how dumb Americans are, just understand in the course of the conversation. Yeah. What?
Don't even respond to me on, brother.
As you already said. Just understand that dumbness is not just an issue facing Americans. You've had pretty dumb people on this app consistently for the last however so long. This Iran war has been going. We've had dumb people who live outside of the U.S. I would say as dumb as Americans. that we genuinely sort of ridicule. We just sort of genuinely accept it. That's fine, but there are other people in other places in the world who are just as down, if not down. People who I'll leave it there. It's really amazing. Lack of basal cues, the ability to engage in conversation, the inability to listen, to ask questions that aren't dumb as shit. So there's a global component to this, and we should talk about it. Let's back to the conversation about whether or not. I'm sorry.
No, I was going to use my West Coast Wabbit voice and ask if we were being quiet, but
No, I was going to ask, can we get back to the question about whether or not human beings are being cloned? That was a fascinating conversation.
Yeah, they get cloned in South Korea.
Humans are being cloned in South Korea?
Yeah, in Japan. You didn't know?
Japan. Well, I didn't know humans were being cloned. And apparently, some of us believe that they have been cryogenically frozen and then cloned. That was, they could be. That was news to me.
You think that's the revolutionary?
Listen, I'm learning every day. I'm just a man who goes down by the river and back. That was a question.
Down by the riverside.
are the clone people going to be like the Borg? They're going to be like, we are the clones.
No, they're just doing monsters.
Or are they cloning the people to produce meat? Is this a form of ritual and partisan?
Will cloning people lower the genetic diversity around the world? Because if they keep staying alive and they keep reproducing, it's the same goddamn genes doing the same goddamn work. Secondly, if we clone people, does that mean we're gonna be right slavery? I'm done.
What the hell is going on?
Why would we bring, why?
Why I'm anti-nerd?
You're not sensitive to principles all the
No,
time.
to be fair, a nerd is someone who is smart.
I'm anti-geek. The pedigree.
I think the question is, what is the purpose of cloning people? That's the main thing. Like, why are we going to clone people?
Because we can.
Now, can we just establish that whether or not people are being cloned? That was asked by a medical professional. And I think that,
Right, because cloning organs makes sense. Cloning people, there's got to be a purpose. And my gut tells me it's probably diabolical.
That is what I see happening though. People are literally going to clone themselves so that they live forever. Didn't one of the Rockefellers that just died, like literally tried to do that or something?
didn't they say that they were into that? Is there a term for it? Like trying to extend your life or whatever. And then I totally see people immortality. Well, no, that's like more like the vampires. But I thought there was like some sort of pseudo. Anyway, maybe I'm thinking of the people that do like the vampire facials and stuff like that. Adults that will clone children like to save their other children. Like, have you heard those stories of the people that are like, our child was born with a genetic defect until we had another child so that we could, take some of their organs? I think that shit is weird. But anyway.
I think they call for control, that they want to control people, and that way they have controller in their possession, and they just make people do what they want them to.
They do that now.
Well, see, that's what I'm seeing.
The things that people learn on social media. The bone marrow, thank you, Brandy. Yeah, I've literally heard parents just openly say that. We have another child to save our first child, and I'm like, the fuck?
That's crazy.
But that sounds like it'll work though, right?
Yeah,
It'll work, yeah.
but who wants to be that second child that was literally just created because your parents needed to fix for the first one?
Yeah, I don't think they should kill baby dad. I don't think they should kill him.
A sacrificial baby? That's not cool, man. That's not cool at all.
They definitely shouldn't tell him that as he's growing up.
And also, too, like, if we clone somebody, now this is very abstract, so right, if we clone somebody that fails, or we clone somebody we don't like what we get, and we say, hey, I want to destroy this, is that considered, like, an abortion? And if that's okay, and if that's about what we, I don't know. I'm just saying, if something don't work out, right, with the number, and we found out it's not what we want, or we decide to terminate it, is that considered an abortion? And what are the ramifications of that? I'm just saying.
Well, an abortion is when a fetus is still in the womb. If the fetus is outside of the womb and you recognize they got some messed up habits, that's something different. But abortion, it has to still be attached to the.
Well, it's the thing is in the process of replicating people, right? If you are, tracking the progress of the fetus all the way till it's, viable for birth or whatever, if you're tracking it and then you find out that, hey, out of these 10 embryos, 2 of them do not meet the sufficient criteria of what we want in a cloned individual, and then you say, okay, I'm gonna terminate these because they are considered, manufacturing failures. Is that considered an abortion? And if that's the case, are we dealing with the same type of, prices that we're dealing with now? I'm just saying.
They're in a petri dish. I don't think we would use the term abortion. I'm just looking forward to the black market, like have a Drake, have a Beyonce, have a Kendrick Lamar. Can you imagine how much money Trump could make if people could clone a little MAGA Trump? I'm just saying, that definitely sounds like another income stream for him.
It sounds like you said, it's in a petri dish. It sounds like just trial and error in their research.
That's funny as hell.
But I thought that when a sperm meets an egg and it is life, it doesn't matter if it's. The conversation was never even attached to a uterus. The conversation is if the egg is fertilized, right? At the bare minimum, that is considered life. Or if there's a heartbeat, that is considered life. Petri dish or not. And if we decide to, end that life or in that heartbeat, then that's considered an abortion.
I think whatever you think it is, sweetheart. It can be whatever you think.
Life in a petri dish sounds like the name of a very provocative play. I'm intrigued. Life in a petri dish.
in the petri dish? Is it possible? The petri dish.
I think it says the comfort in the petri dish is dramatically, changed with the reality of life and how vital life is outside of the petri dish. To the point where you're like, I want to go back and live in the petri dish because it's safe there. I don't know. That's some Afro-futuristic shit. I don't want to talk about it. It's about it.
Beyond the petri dish. Sorry, that's all I got. I'm trying. Oh, Matt, I see you down at the bottom. Or did he run off already? Did you see that what's the old girl is actually making some inroads with Abbott in Texas? Surprise, surprise. Who would have thought that?
Is Hurricane started? I don't know. Is he on stage? I can't see because I'm on the phone. Hey, Miss Lisa.
Hi, how you doing, beautiful lady?
I'm wonderful. Thank you, beautiful. I was going to tell him that Mary, the one that said that she was divorced from her husband, I didn't get a chance to click on the link, but apparently she addressed the congregation on Sunday. I want to know.
Who is that? Is that the Christian people?
Yeah,
Oh,
Mary, her husband.
that singer, the singer.
Yeah. Her husband had infidelity problems, and he just could not keep his.
Oh, he can't keep his swanker in his pants.
He can't keep it in her. He can't keep it in her. That's the problem. She don't want him to keep it in private. She just wanted to be in her, you know. But yeah, he keeps spreading it. But yeah. What, brother? I think that was the best way to say it. Do you have another one?
There's so many ways you could say it.
Such as.
All the ways except for that.
When Dr. Lisa said, she said he's out there swinging it, and I'm saying, she said he's not keeping it in the pants. She don't want him to keep it in the pants. She just want it with her.
That was fine. He said he keeps opening it. And I just don't know where we're going with this. These metaphors are getting more descriptive in ways that, listen, what do I know?
Is this another complaint? Is this a formal complaint? Just let me know. Just let me know.
It isn't.
My head is on the trigger. Just let me know.
I know you felt good when you moved the room the other day. Did you laugh when you did it?
Maybe later. But I find it. Yeah, because I didn't start the space because I wanted to. You know what I mean? Like, I don't want it when somebody else starts it anymore. If somebody else started, there's enough ones here that can take over. I can just leave it. But if I started it, then I'm going to finish.
Because I heard you unmiked, and I couldn't hear what you were saying because of, all the participation that was happening on stage. But I heard you, and the way, at least what I could hear, your voice and tonality, I was like, oh yeah. She's like, all right, boom, this bitch, I don't got to say nothing. And I was like, okay. And then soon enough, it was gone.
Oh, it wasn't because it was quiet.
No, I know. I'm saying I couldn't hear you because there was so many people talking, but there was so much complaining. Yeah, I just remember saying, I feel like first lady might go this one. She doesn't like this. Sure enough, it
It hadn't been a while. It had been a while.
Yeah.
I hadn't touched the button in a
So
while.
she's still filming rooms. I say that's crazy.
There you go. Got a comment.
I'm just noticing. I'm just taking notes.
See all this time.
I'm just taking notes.
Now release your mic. Look at you. Just look at you.
Release your mic is crazy.
Why is it that I find a different way to communicate and you're not proud of that? I don't understand.
It's because it's a different way. You said, yeah. It's because you feel like, well, okay, so sometimes I believe that, like, we'll teach you because you said something and you do it exactly the way you said it, like the way that, with no sort of extra. There's a lot of times.
Well, I go ahead. Let me listen.
Where it sounds as if it's to you guys, the truth, where you know exactly what you're doing, and then you continue to shout, and then you play on innocence. It's like, who me? I wasn't even. And it's like, and then you keep doing it. It's like, okay, at this point, there cannot be any shock. You know what we're going to say. And then other times you're just very clear, like we was like, it just comes over again. I was like, ugh. It's just, but I'm approved. I'm approved. I accept that.
No, clearly you're not approved. Because if you were approved, then the things that I say would not disturb you because you would be thinking the way that I'm thinking when I'm saying what I'm saying. It is your mind that does not want to receive the way that I'm saying it. You want to put all these other additional, artificial flavors in it that I tasted myself. Now, when I just said you got your mic, I was simply trying to avoid using the word mute because of how I say the word M-U-T-E. So instead of using that word, I said release your mic.
The only thing I wanted to know, First Lady, was if you helped me with the release. That's all.
No! But clearly you're doing it yourself. I mean, because some kind of way you keep releasing it to come to speak. In times that you shouldn't be speaking.
I just want you to know that I appreciate the way that you speak. I have changed the way I write certain words to honor the use of.
And I think that's nasty.
I've come to appreciate it also.
I start, saying mute in E-U-T, too much, T-O-O-T-E-W. I'm always crazy.
Now stop that.
I was wondering when you will stop me. I was just waiting.
That's what I'm saying. See, people like yourself.
Since she was a hot reference, so why would
There you go, releasing your mic again. There you go.
That's why you need to help me with the release. I can't control it.
Please, find yourself behind your mic. So,
Mine said that your DOJ briefing, the Department of Justice is having a briefing, right?
okay, tell her to come up and play it.
She said Iran is bigger news.
Okay, tell her.
She's still managing from the chat, huh?
Yep.
Not too much on my
You know what, brother? Somebody ask him. Give him a minute.
I just don't know
it's just only funny because I get to, tease a hurricane and, sunny downstairs. But, it's only funny for that reason. I don't care about the karma. But yeah, I've been honoring.
Are you going back to it?
Oh, okay. I was just.
You was about to spin the block. Go ahead and spin the block. Don't be scared.
Okay, I'll stop talking about it.
No, it's fine because y'all say this stuff in the chat, and then when somebody responds to it, then you want to act all innocent. It's like, God, like what? Like what's going on? Yeah. But thank you for admitting it.
I was texting my wife, and I put I was like, oh, that's too much, and I put TEW, and she was like, two, and I'm like. Never mind, it's a clubhouse thing. She's like, oh God, please. I was so used to typing it in the chat that I typed it in regular conversation. And, maybe that again.
You guys notice when brother's driving, he gets extra animated and the real brother comes out?
I'm just trying to figure out how many times you're going to turn on that signal. That signal been on.
He put it on 2 hours before it turned, and he ain't turned yet.
Is it left or right? Damn it.
Just to help you with rhythm, like, what's going on?
Get to it. What is happening? You bet that lane is long. I think it's broke.
It is, but there's also a lot of traffic with an accident right here, so it's blocking the other lane. Yeah, I'm doing something you can't do. When was the last time you actually drive, sir?
Well, are you driving with that happy thing?
I drove on Saturday, right?
To the other side of the street is not driving, sir.
No, I drove.
He went to go get home first.
That's right, I got my own parking spot on the street.
That was so awesome. That was so awesome.
Oh, wow.
I was just all
On the
Come on. Made you a believer.
Amen.
Come on.
Bonnie do it? But yeah, Maya said first, I'm not directing a thing. Sharing updates for the room, and y'all can ignore it.
She said with an attitude.
The girl says to me, so Maya said,
Y'all don't want to say it. Otherwise, leave me alone.
sounds so sassy.
I'm tired of it.
Ooh.
You can't be an executive group producer. How you gonna be tired?
But can somebody play it? Can somebody stream it? I asked her to come up and play it. She said she can't.
Could you come out and play it, please, Maya? That would be.
I'm trying to ask Maya to do this.
She don't have to talk. All she gotta do is just play it. Is she a robot or not? Like, what's going on?
You don't have to do that, but you could stop. You heard about it.
You play it.
So the first lady, I stopped stirring the pot.
She did. She's been asleep already.
Okay. Shut up.
No, she gotta pick me back up because y'all playing on my time.
Oh, I know. Somebody sent him to the Google. I'm done with him.
Everybody knows I have special privileges. Come on now. I'm anointed.
You still turning. You understand?
I'm just listening.
How many times does it take to get home? Damn.
Well, I'm not going home.
You know, 4 laps is a circle, right?
You going to Costco again? You was just there.
I'm gas. I'm giving gas.
Well, why don't you fill it up?
I do. I drive a lot. Y'all hear me
No, we don't.
in the car all the time.
I hear you playing with them AI kids. I don't need you in the car.
Oh, Lord, let me tell you something.
I told him, wait up for me, I'm going to get some milk.
Seriously, somebody got the conference or the press thing she's talking about? No.
I'm gonna be taking calls left and right, so I won't be a good candidate for it.
See? There you go. I tried mine.
HR said I took it.
Oh yeah, we can always play, somebody's got it recorded somewhere, HR.
This has been a really lovely day, so thank you.
For Monday is going very well.
So Gemini, you didn't even stay overnight at,
No, I literally flew in. I had to fly from LAX to Chicago to O'Hare, from O'Hare to Rochester, because there's no direct flights, so it's such a small airport.
right?
Then I flew from Rochester to Philly, and from Philly back to Burbank, because I didn't want to fly into the LAX on the way back home. I wanted to go to a small airport.
Burbank is nice.
Yeah, it is. It's a cost $42 just to go park in the structure. If you're going to stay there for 1 minute, it don't matter. 1 minute, 2 hours, it's $42 to park in the structure no matter what. But it's safe though. Right now, it's going to happen to your vehicle. That's for sure.
Yeah, when I go away, I'm gonna have to have somebody sit in my car on the street while I'm done.
For real?
Yeah, for real. I'm not parking in my garage. Expensive.
Oh, makes sense. I got you.
They don't need to know how to drive, which is the cool part.
Just hang out and wait a little bit. No garage fee. Makes sense.
Y'all like my new PTR? I like it. No comment? Pretty cool, thank you. I appreciate
You
it.
see the house.
Oh, Shannon.
No, we prefer the pictures of you, sorry.
I think I like the one C.
What does 1C stand for?
Why you take the bait? Why?
No, because I was wondering for one. That's why.
Wait, this is your moment. You ready? You got it. Go.
Go ahead, first baby, tell us.
What do you mean?
What does 1C represent?
First Lady C. What's going on?
That's a lie.
What's a lot? Why do you want me to say something that's a lot when it's not a lot? Just like how you came up here earlier and you said the baby was lying. So how do we know when to trust when he's calling people liars?
Peanut was not. He's a
Hey,
bold
are you a real
first lady of the church?
No,
Oh, okay.
never claimed to be.
No, you first lady of this house.
Nope.
Oh, okay. I was just find out where you got the first lady from.
Yeah, I put the first in there because there were so many people changing their name to Lee. I used to just go by Lady C. And then people started putting Lady in front of their name, and I was like, dang. So I just put first, like I'm the first, not y'all. You know, with the lady thing, but not thinking that it was first lady, as in, our first lady. That's why I was like, oh, it didn't dawn on me until somebody said something. I was like, oh.
I get it. Okay. I get it. So you're first because you're like,
I used to be Mama Lisa, and my daughter said, Mama, I don't like people calling you Mama on that app. So I changed it to Miss Lisa because my daughter wanted that distinction between her and anyone else that's on the stage talking to me. She didn't like them calling me Mama.
She was right.
Yeah, she's like, Mama, I don't like the people calling you Mama.
Okay, gotcha.
It's funny how family is on the app. When my sister was on here, she would go nuclear when people mispronounce my name. I don't know how people get McKay, Mickey. What else did they used to say? And she'd be like, it's Mickey. Probably like Mickey.
Did they say Mikey?
I think they did say Mikey. I'm like, there's not an I in my name. But my sister used to go ham. I'd be like, God damn, she would get all the way to.
Understandable. I used to do that when I first came to the app. Like, I was very, protective of her. But I wasn't on, I was on a different side of that. I was on the money side. I was over there where the angel investors are, Annabella and all of them. I was over there with them. And then I went to Crenshaw District one day. And I've been stuck in the matrix ever since. But, yeah, it's been interesting. Her and I relationship on the app. I don't know, probably Gemini all this, but it was just a big story around us around maybe 3 years ago. Yeah.
I still call you Mama Lisa. She just don't have to be mad.
You ain't the only one.
And Miss Lisa, that was when shit got crazy.
Man, what crazy. Man, it was crazy.
Crazy.
Motherfucker was sucker ducking and dummy dodging for real.
Miss Lisa, that's why I choose not to engage with people on the app in a certain way. I think
The
it's
street
shit
is
Go for it, Spirits.
in a joint statement led by Bahrain, dozens of nations reiterated their calls to reopen the Strait of Hormuz on Monday. Meanwhile, United Nations Secretary General Antonio Guterres referenced the growing humanitarian cost of the closure while speaking before the UN Secretary Council. Thank you.
all this winning.
Winning.
We are winning. So much winning.
I think that was, if the meeting was was just a little bit nicer to Trump, we wouldn't have to go through all of this.
They're despicable people. Despicable. Despicable. How dare you say those things to the President of the United States?
What a disgrace.
It is.
Disgraceful.
Imagine saying, things to the president that are disrespectful to the office. I can imagine. Except for, the same person who thought Barack Obama, an illegal immigrant, was a Muslim and didn't have any legitimacy to his presidency because he was snuck into the country, born in Kenya. Yeah, that's the same person. It's always interesting. They tape for Donald Trump like he's being disrespected. He's being targeted in ways nobody else has ever tried to do. That's funny how that is.
Wait, so is there reporting that they don't actually know that the gunman actually fired shots? Is that what I'm reading now?
Yep.
I asked that question earlier in the room. Was it friendly fire that hit the officer? Yeah. We see them removing the gun from their holsters, right, in that video. I was under the impression initially that he got through because he pulled out his gun, started blasting, and cleared it out, and then ran inside. So, yeah, and if shots were fired, so they missed the guy, like they didn't even, the bullets penetrated him. They missed the target.
Well, the guest said that they smelled gun smoke, so somebody was letting something off.
Well, if it turns out if this is friendly fire, this story gets worse. And to the question that was asked earlier, is this a failure of security? Again, yes, it absolutely is. And they missed their target. They fired at this guy and missed.
But maybe it's because of the way he dodged for first base. And
He's moving fast in slow motion. It's like every time I look at the video, you see it's in slow motion. He just goes, man, that's crazy. The sprint is just ridiculous.
I think just because of the CTV or whatever it's called, it looks like that. But if it was on a different kind of recording, I think it would come across a little bit different.
I think it's safe to say they're going to be upgrading their system a little bit. I think somebody's going to get a contract out of this.
What's up? Oklahoma.
Hey, that was me and that was Rambo. So brother, do you, I don't know if you know, but I'm trying to find out, are there any, in line with the 60-day rule, is it 60 days, but with regard to the war funding, are there any scheduled, when is are there any scheduled hearings regarding continued funding for it? I think that deadline is coming up. Do you know?
No, I haven't heard anything about the potential additional funding for the war. But the thing about the executive could simply reprogram funding from other programs to actually fund the war currently, especially within the military. They could reprogram funding. So they can keep the war going for like 3, 4, or 5 months, but after that, they're actually going to run into problems. They're going to have to get additional funding from Congress.
Okay, thank you, because I was just
They're basically just moving around money from one account to another in order to fund. Yeah. So remember, like they're not buying new munitions. The money they would need is to replace the new munitions they use. But the munitions they're using currently have been bought and paid for, so you don't need any extra money for that. You just need money to replace the ones that you rightly use.
I see. I appreciate that. Thank you. Appreciate that. And it's just you don't even have a chance to stop and process and look at stuff and read this. I'm going. I'll get my schedule right because I missed that. I think that was like a therapy. I had to come in and ask you smart people questions, or some of you smart people.
Is anyone there? I have this topic. Personally, are you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Yeah. So Megan Thee Stallion and Klay Thompson broke up. You know that, right?
I heard.
Yeah.
So I heard.
My question becomes, why were people surprised that Klay Thompson may or may not have cheated or been with other women than Meg Thee Stallion? Is it Meg Thee Stallion was the A-lister, not celebrity?